Welcome back to Dom's Corner, everybody. I am your host, Dom Martino, and today we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. First of all, we're going to start off with some huge announcements today, and some good, some bad. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Just really depends on how you'll take it. So that'll be quite interesting. Also, got a lot of fun news today. We got Alfred Molina spilling some beans on this latest Spider-Man film. We also have flashback trailer. We got Mads Mikkelsen and Indy 5. Just lots of fun stuff to talk about. I cannot wait to get to it. And if you guys haven't done so already, please hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, and share this with your friends. That would be much, much appreciated. And you guys know that I do have these other co-panelists here. Oops, I don't know why the intro started back up. Sorry about that, guys. We do have other co-panelists here. Yeah, and this is going to be Mr. Cisco Scartozzi and Samee Ramirez. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, pretty
Pretty
good. How are
good.
you, Dom?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm happy to be here. Hopefully this is a
Same.
really fun show. Everything goes smoothly. Obviously, we have a whole new format going on here, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping, but we'll see. We'll see.
Mm.
Obviously, we're going to start out with these announcements. Like I said, some are going to be good to some people, some are going to be bad to other people. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm excited. I know Sammy's excited about probably this first thing we're going to announce. Which let's start with a little bit of good.
Yes.
The first thing we're going to be talking about here today is going to be a new show that's going to start airing on Monday nights. I'm thinking around 11:30 p.m. is when it will actually air. But Sammy, do you want to talk a little bit about what is going to be going on Monday nights?
Ooh.
Yeah, so Monday nights is now and forever movie night, guys. Monday night, we are doing a new show called Movie Night, and it's going to be spoiler reviews of movies. It's going to mainly be the most popular at the time. We're going to do all the hits, whatever people are mainly talking about that week. We are going to fully dive into it. And then sometimes when there's not that many things to talk about, we're going to go back and do some of the classics and some older films, some favorites of ours. And yeah, so that is going to be the main place for all of our spoiler reviews. That is the new home for all spoiler reviews of movies. Movie night, Monday nights is the new home for that.
Yeah, and
Movie Monday.
I'll be joining her on
Yeah,
that
Movie
show as
Monday.
well, and I'm excited to do so. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I can't wait. I think just rather than doing the spoiler reviews on Dom's Corner all the time, we could just well, there's something else happening with Dom's Corner. Hate to break it to everybody. Hate to be the one to kick the toilet here, but there's a lot of things going on. So yeah, but the first thing that I guess the second thing that's going to be going on, and the first piece of what some may consider to be bad news, but out of the bad, I think comes some good. And again, don't want to be the one to kick the toilet, but for what's going to be going on with Dom's Corner is going to be not a podcast anymore. I guess is probably the best way to put it. So basically, what's going to end up happening with Dom's Corner is it's going to become kind of a series of segments, like short little segments, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, where it's just going to be me doing probably non spoiler movie reviews for some new releases and some other things as well, or really just whatever the hell I want to talk about because I can. It's going to be my own little platform, but I know everybody's like, what's going to happen to the podcast? Well, the podcast is going to become the Anorax Entertainment Podcast, which, Cisco and Sammy will still be on as well. Cisco, do you want to talk a little bit about, what you think of, why you think we should rebrand maybe just a little bit and, why it's important to you to kind of rebrand a little bit?
For the podcast or
Right,
for the
right. To, switch from Dom's Corner to the Anorax Entertainment Podcast.
yeah, I think it's just I don't know, it gives like a more inclusive title, I guess, for everyone else, you know what I mean? And uh it's Anorax as the brand, is the channel brand. So I think that definitely like will represent what we have to offer and what we're trying to do better. Hopefully, that's the plan at least. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. And Sammy, do you have any thoughts on this as well?
No, just really excited about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, no, good. No,
Looking
that's
forward
fine.
to it.
I was talking about this with the folks on stereo last night too. So you know, if you didn't listen to the stereo last night, this is kind of what I was saying, is that Samee and Cisco here, they kind of came into this in the middle of things, and I feel like to rebrand the way that we are, it kind of helps them feel like they're a part of the team, kind of
Right.
helping build this from the ground up. So it's just kind of us hitting the reset button. So you'll still get a podcast twice a week, but an extra show as well on Monday nights with Samee and myself. For the most part, I believe. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun, guys. I just think it's going to feel a lot more structured on the channel itself. So when you come to visit our, homepage, it'll just you'll know where to go for every different thing. I feel like it'll just, instead of, kind of mishmashing everything into one podcast here of Dom's Corner, like Cisco was saying, it kind of goes into the thing of, basically, being able to, make everybody feel more inclusive, make it really look like a network more than just a one person run channel. So
Right.
that's what's important to me about this, and it's always what I wanted to build. And thanks to these two beautiful folks here, we're going to be able to start doing that, and I'm just very excited for these new changes just as well as they are. So a couple of other things that is going to be happening, and again, I wanted to get the links for you guys for this today, and unfortunately wasn't able to. Now we don't go live, but what's really nice is that there is something called Streamlabs, which we are going to have set up for everybody. And when you send questions into Streamlabs,
I've
you
heard
are
of this,
going
yeah.
to be able to, we'll be able to save them there, and we can read off your questions there. Now, I know not a lot of people like to save money. Now, the nice thing is we're still going to be on stereo at least once a week, Samee and myself. So, and Cisco does shows over there as well. So if you guys want to send in comments and questions, you guys can still go over to our stereo shows and do that for free. This is just a really cool way for you guys to get it read out on video form. Now, one of the things I wanted to do, because I don't want to make you guys spend a whole bunch of money in order to get your questions read out on video form, is what we're going to be doing a little bit differently. And a lot of people set their minimums to like a $3 minimum or $5 minimum. We're going to be setting our minimum for Streamlab tips to $1. So you guys only have to send in $1. We will read your comments and questions for that. So that's going to be the nice thing. You guys don't have to tip a whole lot just to get your comments and questions read out onto the show. So I think that could be really, really cool. Just a really good opportunity for you guys. And if you don't want to spend the money, we are on stereo. Samee and I at least once a week. Cisco's on there, I think twice a week, right, Cisco?
Just once every Saturday.
Once every Saturday.
Every Saturday
okay.
about 2 to 4 p.m. We change this a couple times, but in the afternoon, Saturday afternoons.
Cool. So yeah, you
Yeah.
guys could talk to him there, and like I said, Samee and I, we usually go on. Well, it'll start being Wednesdays now. It used to be Mondays.
Okay.
We'll start switching over to Wednesdays. So yeah, you guys will have an opportunity to do that. Now that's kind of where the bad news comes in, and I was talking about this a little bit on stereo yesterday. The bad part is, obviously the fact that we're only going to be on stereo probably once a week now because we're busy with other things. But the nice thing is we're still going to try to play it by ear for Monday nights as well. So we might do quick shows on Monday nights if we can find the time to do so. So that'll be a really cool thing. But other than that, and again, I wanted to get the link for you guys so you guys can, not that we have anything up there yet. We are also going to have a merch store. This might actually come a little bit later down the line, but it'll have some shirts on there for everybody to check out. And I think we might have some mugs. I'm not sure. I'm still looking into that. But mugs would be really, really cool in my opinion.
Cool.
So I hope that is something that comes to fruition. But there's going to be a merch store of some capacity, just not really sure where this is going to be yet, but I've been setting some things up with a couple of different sites, and hopefully one of them pans out, and I can get that to you guys. So that would be really, really awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going to be happening. Now, it's not going to happen immediately. We're going to take a couple of a few weeks to kind of transition to that. We'll still be running the Dom's Corner podcast business as usual for the next few weeks, so it'll be a little bit before we transition over. But once we do, it'll be pretty much smooth sailing. You know, things will feel probably a lot more organized than they have in the past. So I think that's going to be just a really... It's all about actually making the viewing experience better for the audience. It's not so much that, you know, we're just trying to change shit up to be dickheads. We want to make sure that you guys get the best viewing experience possible when you come to the channel. And for those of you who have supported Dom's Corner, you know, for as long as you have, or at least this version of Dom's Corner, we do thank you guys. We'll probably have just an all-around blowout type of last episode, you know, of this version of it, and just have some fun for you guys, and then we can move on to greener pastures.
Play some drinking games.
We could do that. That'd be fun. I would like something
do
like that.
A live Justice League watch. Every time he says mother, take a shot. Every time Steppenwolf says mother,
we'd be on the floor.
I told my brother that. He was like, "Oh no, man, no way."
We'll have to figure some stuff out. I can tell you right now, I'm planning to put together a tribute video so we can all share some tears together as this version of the show ends. But again, guys, it'll be business as usual over on the Anorax Entertainment podcast. It'll be just like the Dom's Corner podcast. As far as I know, there's not going to be a time change or anything. We're still going to bring that to you twice a week. And then you'll also get a movie review show with Samee Ramirez called Movie Night again on Mondays. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to bring all this stuff to you guys. Thank you for bearing with us through these announcements, through the house cleaning, as Samee was putting it yesterday. And just should be a really, really awesome, amazing time. And we'll see what happens. Let us know what you guys think of the changes below. If you guys got criticisms, put them there too. I'm good with it, but I actually think it's all good stuff for the most part. It's bad stuff, but some of it leads to good stuff. So that's what's going on. So how has your guys' week been?
Pretty good. We're both trying to catch up on these Oscar movies.
Yeah.
Playing Oscar catch up.
Yeah, playing Oscar catch up.
Mainly. Got my second vaccine the other day.
So nice. I got my first.
Fully vaxxed, and about this Saturday will be 2 weeks after, I think. So
nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Good then.
Awesome. Yeah, it's snowing here again in Indiana, so that's been a lot of fun. We had some really really nice days, and now it's snowing again, and I'm not really digging that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I think we're supposed to get some too, like tomorrow or something, but
yeah,
whatever. You need that to get to the warm weather, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I mean, not to kick the toilet or anything, but I do feel like I am more caught up on Oscar movies than you guys. So I have been spending my time reading
this guy.
Can you
not to brag or anything.
Can you believe this guy? My God.
I'm caught up on the big nominations. Like I said, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Picture. That was like main thing.
Better than me.
I can sleep better at night knowing I got the main ones at least.
Right. Yeah. I still haven't seen all of the Best Picture nominees, so we're working on it.
Now I need like foreign language, documentary, animation. Those are going to be like the race to Sunday to finish.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be doing some racing.
I'll get there.
I'll still do some racing. Don't worry about that. That's going to be happening.
I'll get there, but it's going to be. I'm like doing the math. Like, oh shit, I'm going to have to be watching a lot every day. A lot of movies, but
for sure. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I have been spending my time reading some High Republic. I was kind of talking to Samee about this quite a bit, or not quite a bit. I think I sent her like a big long text about how much I was really enjoying these High Republic novels. I haven't updated the folks here on it in a while, the ones that watch the show. So for me, I finally finished book 2, which was A Test of Courage by Justine Ireland, and I gotta tell you, it was really, really great. Now, then I read book 3, which was The Great Jedi Rescue, which is like a 13-page children's book. So like it took me like maybe all of 10 minutes to read. And then like I went over to like now I'm on book 4, which this is what excites Samee. Claudia Gray wrote book 4, which is Into the Dark. I know that Sammy and I are both big Claudia Gray fans, and
Yes.
I gotta tell you that this book 4 is like a breath of fresh air. Even though I've enjoyed the High Republic so far, nothing like it's been nothing like this 4th book by Claudia Gray. You open it up and you just know when you're flipping through it, it's Claudia Gray's writing. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, and you're just sucked in immediately. Cannot wait to finish Into the Dark, and it's something that I recommend for everybody who's a Star Wars fan, because one of the things that I love about the High Republic, if you're one of these guys who complains about the sequels, they didn't have a plan, then you definitely got to read the High Republic, because this is something that did not kick the toilet at all. I mean, they literally went through and they planned everything out. I have at least, even though some of the books have been a little meh on things, like they have at least planned it out, and you could tell, and I have felt rewarded, going from book to book, so that's like a really good thing about it. So I highly recommend it. But I wanted to talk to Sammy too while we're on the Star Wars talk, and ask her about the Clone Wars, because she can update everybody on where she's at with that. We did start season 2. We did start season 2.
Progress.
So, how are you liking season 2 so far, Sammy? I mean, how you like it? How are you liking where we're at? I mean, what are some of the highlights so far?
I'm really still loving it so far. I have yet to not love it so far. We just broke into season 2. And yeah, I'm really, really into it. I've said on Australia last night, and again, this is my biggest takeaway so far, really, from the show, is I'm learning so much more about Ahsoka, and I'm just loving her more and more every time I see her. And it's so interesting to me it's so interesting. Ahsoka is so interesting when you then think about all the things that Anakin is going through, and how he's slowly just turning to the dark side more and more every single day. And he has so many internal struggles that he's dealing with that is causing him not, because like you assume your teacher is doing everything perfectly,
right?
Because it's your teacher, but that's not necessarily always the case, and that's the case with Anakin. So it's so interesting to view Ahsoka as kind of the product of everything that he was during this time a little bit, and it makes so much more sense knowing where Ahsoka goes down the line of how she questions the Jedi Order and everything. And it's like, well, obviously, because her teacher was Anakin Skywalker during some of his most troubling times of his entire life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I just find that so fascinating to watch. There's so many like seeds of that, and this is like, it's all kind of thematically just kind of thrown in there, because it's still very much like a kid's show, and they're not like saying this directly, it's just kind of like It's all kind of being thrown in there. But I am loving it for that. It's making me love Star Wars with every episode more and more.
Yeah, and Cisco, I wanted to ask you, how is episode 0 of the Clone Wars going for you?
It's pretty great.
How's it in the dark?
I look at the thumbnail and I'm just like, man, looks pretty cool.
It's pretty good.
Looks pretty cool.
It's actually pretty good.
I'll go season by season, the different thumbnails. Like, man, season 4, nice, cool thumbnail.
Well, that's like
do you like the Mandalorian? You like the Mandalorian, right?
I like the Mandalorian. Like I just said, I've been stacked. Yeah. Once Oscars is over, I have a little more free time. But between Oscar stuff and the show I do every Saturday, and I watch Invincible and Falcon Winter Soldier, which is coming off, and then I've been showing my brother like the Mighty Ducks movies, because we want to watch the Mighty Ducks show that's on Disney Plus right now, which I heard is really good. So yeah, it's been a lot, but I'll get to it.
I'll tell you this: I have more faith in you than I do like Adam to watch the Clone Wars, because I don't know when that guy will ever get to it. I just
have to convince my brother, and he's usually on board for stuff. So I got him to watch the Mighty Ducks. I never thought he would watch those movies, because he was like, "Oh man, those are old." I'm like,
do it in chronological order. When you do go to Clone Wars, that's what we're doing, chronological order, and I quite am enjoying it.
Like season 1 on, they're saying.
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Well, it starts with the first episode chronologically, I believe, is season 1, episode 16. I think is the first one that you watch. And then you go to a season 2 episode. And then you're supposed to watch the movie, which I did not watch because I saw it a long time ago and didn't really care about. I remembered the important stuff. Good. And then you go to season 3. And then you go back to season 1 and watch like most of them in order.
Damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be that
Yeah.
that committed, honestly.
Well,
but
yeah.
I'll
It's,
probably, yeah.
it's not that hard actually.
Hey
There's
man.
it's StarWars.com has, if you just Google like chronological order Clone
Sure.
Wars, that
It-
first one that pops up.
Hey man, I'll tell you what,
Let's do that.
you kids have it easy, all right? I used to have to pop in the old discs and then watch them in chronological order that way. So I would go from like
Cartoon Network live on the day.
right, exactly. You kids have it easy with Disney Plus. You're able to navigate it around. I say
You
take advantage
kids.
of that and do watch it in chronological order for
That
sure.
was-
Damn kids.
You damn children.
Back in my day,
Back in my day,
there was only
honestly.
3 channels.
You want to know what I genuinely feel back in my day about, like, genuinely about
Everything.
how a lot of stuff, but about how movie theaters now, you don't have to wait outside the movie theater for a ticket anymore. It's all online. It's all of it's online.
Worry about your seat.
Or worry about your seat because
Yeah.
you select it when you buy your ticket
Mhm.
online. That's the thing. I'm like, back in
Yeah.
my day, these kids
my
won't
day.
ever know.
Stadium seating, kids.
Stadium seating, kids.
Well, genuinely,
I
I
got
feel
to the
the
theater
same.
like 3
I
hours
really do.
before The Force Awakens. I already had my ticket, but we got there 3 hours early because seating
had
was
to
a
camp
free for all. You had to camp out.
I genuinely feel the same. So what's
Yeah.
our news for today? What do we got? Let's move into some of that.
Also, Cisco, do you have a troll story?
Oh right,
Oh.
you got to tell the story.
Yeah,
That's
before we
right.
get
I
to
forgot
news,
about
yeah.
that. Like, yeah,
So-
please tell that.
So yeah, I was talking with my buddy Nobi One. Shout out to Nobi One on stereo. And
That's a dope
we were
name.
yeah. And we were just
Dope
catching
ass
up
name.
about, I haven't talked to him in a minute on there, and so we're just catching up, and we were talking about this troll that this is a separate troll, but he was talking with somebody and he had the worst music opinions ever, which I'm not going to repeat on here because you give the troll the power that way. And yeah, just horrible opinions. And then it got really sexual really fast. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sex was basically the topic everyone wanted to talk about last night. So we're just, going back and forth and taking people's questions and like not judging people about what they, like or whatever. And then, it was like that for a minute. Like, I want to say like a good like hour. And it didn't start that, like I said, it didn't start that way. We're over here like happy 420 everybody, and then somehow it got sexual.
Did you guys set the topic for that? Like,
we did.
oh.
I said send in your favorite
Nice.
stoner flicks or stories, and it got just
Okay.
immediately
Okay.
just like,
I see.
Right.
phone sex stories, and it got off the rails. But it was funny. I was like, I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
like I said, we didn't shame anybody for anything. And then we got this one caller, and she was like, telling us about how she used to work in a sex shop, and telling us all these crazy stories about people that used to come in there and like her kinks or whatever. And like, it was just, we were just like laughing, like, damn, like, okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. But cool. Thanks for calling in, that type of stuff. And at the very end, so after like an hour, maybe 90 minutes of that, and like this girl was like consistently calling in, we're like, sorry guys, this is it. Like, I got to work in the morning. And then she calls in again, and we're like, all right, let's just play this last one before we get out of here. And it was revealed the sex shop worker who was calling in for like an hour was a dude. It was a troll. But like, when I tell you,
shit.
you can go on the stereo. When I tell you, like, the voice was like genuinely convinced both of us it was a chick. Like, he did the voice too good. Where it was like, and he
Right.
had like
Right.
he had the emoji picture of a chick, and he was just like, so yeah, thanks guys for like taking my calls. I just want to let you guys know I'm a dude. And like,
That's iconic.
my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, this was like when we were trying to wind up, you know what I mean, and like get off the air. And so then we had to spend another 10 minutes being like, okay, so all of that sex shop stuff, was that even real? Like, all the kink stuff, you were like, or did you just improv that? Because that was impressive if you just made that up. And then he like calls in,
Right.
he's like, no, I actually did work in a sex shop, so all that stuff was real. And I was like, okay, like, I'm like, I guess thanks anyway. And we're like, yeah, man. Because he said he's like, I'm a voice actor or something, or I'm a voice artist or whatever. And we were like, well, man, you got both of us, so bravo. And
Bravo.
you earn a lot more respect for not being just like a 2-second troll of like, fuck your mom,
Yeah.
like that type of
Yeah.
thing. So we were like, yeah, props on that. But it was just that needle drop moment of just like, cause like, thanks guys, you guys are the best, cause I'm a dude, and it was like, it was crazy. I was not expecting that was to be like the last thing I did before I went to bed last night.
Thank you very much for your comments, and never return again. Thank you.
He followed us though. He followed both of us. So I'm like, maybe he'll call it again with another. But I know your username by now, buddy. So unless you change it, I know I'm hip to your game now. It was like, and there was like a girl name too, like Andrea or something like that. It was like Andrea 1987, and I was
right.
And I kind of, I'll say, I did suspect kind of something at one point because I clicked on the profile and it said like Polly something, and I was like, okay, maybe, you know, maybe there's something like that, but I just like brushed it off. And then at the end, I was like, oh god damn it, he even like gave us a hit in the bio.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Wonderful.
Wow. But yeah, shout out to Stereo. Like, before we even got into our talk last night, I was just like, man, Stereo's like the Wild West. You never know what you're gonna get out here. And then we got that at the end.
Exactly.
So it really is. You never know what you're gonna get into on Stereo every night.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I 100% agree with that sentiment for sure. So,
and for the movie night sounds great. By the way, I didn't get to like say anything, but that sounds like a great show.
Thanks.
Great idea. And if you ever need a guest to come on for a classic or something or a new release, like if you were doing like Mortal Kombat, like I would definitely want to come on and talk about it because I'm super hyped for that.
Well, yeah,
we're doing that on my show Saturday. We're doing it. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to mention about it is like one of the things I'm excited about for movie night is like the different rotation of guests that we can have for that.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be really cool. Like there's definitely certain people that I associate with certain movies because like I know that they're, that they have.
Or any horror
some
movie.
Kind of connection to
I'll be the horror guy. You guys any horror movies?
Right. I'm excited about that show. That to me is going to be like the old, kind of classic kicking around with your buddies talking about a movie you love, So that's something that I can't wait for. I think Samee is going to knock it out of the park and not kick the toilet on that one. I think she's going to do a great job. So, yeah.
Out of the park.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah. Ooh, and so far.
All right. Want to get to some news today, guys? Or
yeah,
we want to do?
News.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So our first story of the day is Alfred Molina is probably in Marvel jail after he spoiled the Spider-Man sequel. Yeah, he did that. Daddy Feige not happy. So in true villain form, Alfred Molina has essentially spoiled the plot of the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home. Disregarding the non-disclosure agreements that the stars are sworn to secrecy, in an interview, he said the following. When we were shooting it, we were all under orders not to talk about it because it was supposed to be some great big secret. But, it's all over the internet. I actually described myself as the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Let me see. Further said, it was wonderful. It was very interesting going back after 17 years to play the same role. Given that in the intervening years, I have now 2 chins, a waddle, crow's feet, and a slightly doggy lower back. That's a quote, end quote. And then he talked about his physicality being different, that is just a fact he's gonna have to deal with. But yeah, so confirmed, Doc Ock, as we know him, did not die at the end of Spider-Man 2 because he's gonna that same continuation of that character. Alfred Molina will be playing in No Way Home. It's probably the the title of the article says he's probably in Marvel jail. I think he's in Marvel jail. He had a stern talk.
Someone had to take Spider-Man's place. What's his name?
I know. This was some Tom Holland stuff.
Yeah.
This is some stuff Tom Holland would do.
For sure.
It was insane.
But for some reason, Alfred Molina doing it is like that's just boss level shit. You know what I mean? Just like I don't give a shit. The internet's called it, so you know what I mean. So I love that. Just
he
old
said
guy.
Get out there anyway. Who cares?
That old guy just like not giving a shit anymore. Like
right,
whatever.
Right.
But worst kept secret. Like, so I'm hype about it, whatever. Like that it's confirmed now that he's in there because I love Spider-Man 2. It's one of my favorite superhero movies ever. It does make sense too. It's not like one of those things where it's like Han showing up in F9, you know, where it's like you see him in an exploding car and you're like, how the fuck is he in the new? How are they gonna explain that away? I still don't know, by the way. But in Spider-Man 2 though, he just all you see is his like body like floating in the water down, so you don't see him die. So it's not like, you know, I buy that he could have got out, swam out, you know what I mean, swam out. And so I don't think it's that much of a stretch. They'll figure it out. Like in the article, it said too, like the director, is John Watts, was like, you know, no one ever really dies in the MCU, which is true, as we've seen many times. So, but yeah, I love this whole story in general, and been hyped for Spider-Man 3 for a long time, the new one. So. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, I mean, kind of pretty much the same as you. It's a pretty boss move on the part of Alfred Molina. If he's not in the movie anymore, I'm not going to be surprised either, because he's clearly put himself, like you were saying, in Marvel jail. So I mean, no, he'll probably still be in there. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's interesting that, you know, it's going to kind of pick up, you know, right where the last one left off, obviously, or right where his story left off. And he really does make himself sound like a big focus point of the film, and that's what's interesting to me. So we'll see what happens, man. But, you know, I think that at this point nobody's going to be questioning the fact that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are also going to be in the film.
Garfield. Jamie Foxx, I know that was like a thing that people, I mean, why not?
Like it's might as well confirmed. Like they're going to the multiverse. They're going to both other Spider-Man universes, where Electro is gonna be with Andrew Garfield and Doc Ock is gonna be with like Tobey Maguire. Like we're gonna see that happen. Tom Holland's going to go, or someone.
Even though I'm way more excited about Doc Ock than Electro, because I know there was some cringe stuff with Electro.
I mean,
I'm Electro.
You're correct.
Like rapping, rhyming stuff.
Pretty bad. I know, it was pretty bad. But the fact that it's like, oh, we're doing this, they're really going to the multiverses, like it's happening, you know.
But like the Spider-Man, like coming together,
and
that's the main
and we're
thing
gonna
you want to see.
Yes, and that we're starting kind of with the Spider-Man's universe. Oh, I couldn't be more excited.
That's like a kid's dream right there. That's a dream.
Would I have loved to understand that while watching the movie other than right now? Absolutely. But am I still super hyped about it? And I'm going to see it at this level of hype no matter what? Also, absolutely.
Yeah. Spider-Verse. I mean, we saw it with Into the Spider-Verse that it could be dope. So.
And people want it. People loved it. Yeah.
Did you guys see that Jamie Foxx has a new sitcom on Netflix, by the way?
I did. I saw a trailer.
I saw the thumbnail. I saw just as much as Clone Wars as I did of that show. So. Yeah. It looked pretty like sitcom-y, cringe. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean,
no disrespect to Jamie Foxx, though. I love Jamie Foxx. I think he's just one of the most talented people we have working right now.
Oh, he's 100% amazing.
Singing and acting. Academy Award winner.
He's a great actor. He's a phenomenal talent. I think
Grammy Award winner.
Yeah.
Could he get the what do you call that? He's got the Oscar and the Grammy, I think, for sure.
Maybe with this TV show, and then he just needs the Emmy and the Tony. Musical. Yeah.
Extremely talented guy. I just think he's a yes man, and I think that's what hurts his career from time to time. But he's still Jamie Foxx. He's a presence. He lets himself consistently, be in the Hollywood eye. So I gotta respect that. But I just think that the sitcom's gonna completely kick the toilet. So I mean, we'll see.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like I used to watch the Jamie Foxx show like growing up, and I used to love that show. So I think it's kind of just him trying to get back to like that roots of that, which like whatever, do you get your Netflix money, but then hopefully you're in Spider-Man, and I think the movie's expected like in December of this year too. Right. So like this year, like my birthday month. Woof, let's go. That's gonna be a nice birthday present. Usually I get Star Wars in December for my birthday, and I'm hype about that. But this year it'll be Spider-Man.
You bastard! You don't even like Star Wars. You don't deserve that on your birthday.
I do. I just don't like not the new ones, and my ass is still in the seat when I go to see them. It's not like I go in there not wanting to like it. I do go give it a chance.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you get it for your birthday. It's your birthday gift every year.
So I'm primed to like be happy and like it, and it hasn't worked out that way recently, but I'll still be in there. I'll still be in the theater. I'll still be in the theater when a new one drops.
Yeah.
You know, it has that hold over me.
All right. What is next?
All right, so next,
Sammy, I'm sorry. Did you have thoughts on the Alfred Molina thing? I don't think you really talked about it.
I've said what I thought. I couldn't be more excited.
Like one last thing. I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
no, go ahead.
Doesn't he have a heat check in Promising Young Woman? You both seen that, right? That performance in that. What a he comes
Incredible.
in for 2 minutes, just puts up like 5.
Alfred Molina. Yeah. Alfred Molina, that's right. He is in there.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah, I forgot about that. So
he shows up, steals the
he's
scene. He's
uncredited in the movie, but he just has like one of the most powerful. Yeah, he's not even credited.
Because that was worth a credit.
Yeah.
That was worth a credit, my guy.
Let me ask you guys a question, actually. What do you think of first when you think Alfred Molina? Do you think Spider-Man 2 or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh, it's not even those two for me.
Oh, really?
My two are Boogie Nights and Spider-Man 2.
Ooh, Boogie Nights. Good call.
Mine's Spider-Man 2 all the way. That's just the first thought.
It's probably Spider-Man 2 though, for sure. But he has he has another incredible small part in Boogie Nights that he just like completely hits it out of and that's like the most memorable scene in my head from Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Like, so
it wasn't
besides like William
Dick.
H. Macy. Yeah. Where he's just like coked out of his mind and it's just like all the fireworks are going off. Like it's like everyone's getting scared that something's gonna
it's great. It's great. Yeah.
Look up that scene if you want to know tension in a movie. That scene is just oof.
That movie's still amazing.
Live wire act.
I'm due another watch of Boogie Nights. I'll tell you what, I am due another watch.
That might be my favorite PTA movie, honestly.
It's pretty great.
It might be. It's definitely the most rewatchable for me.
It's pretty rewatchable. I gotta go. Oh man, I might have to say There Will Be Blood. It's not as rewatchable, but there's
like that's what I'm saying. I don't go to rewatch There Will Be Blood as much, but you know what I mean. Boogie Nights is just so much fun. Even though there's some dark ass moments in it, like especially the second half, it's like Goodfellas. The second half of Goodfellas, where it's like, oh shit, it got real.
Right.
But the first half is like a crazy porn party, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't know. Like this whole lifestyle is just like takes you back into that world.
It's a phenomenal ass movie.
Love hanging with those characters. Burt Reynolds is insane in that.
Yeah.
I think isn't that the year where Robin Williams won and he stole the Oscar or like Burt Reynolds got pissed because Robin Williams won Best Actor instead of him.
Let's be honest. I think that year,
Robin Williams
deserved it. Yeah.
He deserved it. I'm sorry, Burt Reynolds. That was probably your might be your career best performance, but Robin Williams.
But it was also
definitely
Robin
his
Williams.
career best performance.
Yeah,
Name
exactly.
another movie that Burt Reynolds is awesome in. Like you can't. I can't think of anything like that. He's actually great.
He's just before my time. I'm sure there's like somebody could like Smokey and the Bandit or
He's
something.
He's good in Smokey and the Bandit, but Smokey and the Bandit's one of those movies that's like it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Like I respect what it is and like I respect that it's such a classic, but it's just not for me. But Burt Reynolds is great in Boogie Nights, and that's like if you actually go through his like IMDb page and his resume, he doesn't really have a lot on there that's been like critically acclaimed outside of Boogie Nights and Smokey and the Bandit, and it's pretty insane. So but yeah, I think Boogie Nights was.
But that's the only thing I wanted to say was because like sorry to get on that tangent, but
no problem.
Like just wanted to shout out that scene was just wow. He's just a great actor. Sure. He still got it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm excited to see him back in here. The de-aging is going to be hopefully not bothersome.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Hopefully that's not going to be bothersome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Marvel has done it well before.
Yeah, I was going to say like Kurt Douglas was a little spotty. Samuel Jackson was incredible though. That was honestly probably the best one they've done.
Kirk Douglas. When was he in one?
Yeah.
Our Michael Douglas. Sorry.
Michael Douglas was spotty. You're right.
They de-aged Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
And it was a little
game, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good in but the Kurt Russell one was awesome. Like he looked like 80s
Kurt Russell.
He was
I
really
mean,
good.
even that one though was a little bit like too smooth.
You think
or
so?
something. Like,
I didn't really notice it on that one. I gotta be honest.
It wasn't bad.
I thought
Samuel L.
it's a
Jackson
little
though was the
smooth
best
looking.
one.
But Sam Jackson
Yeah.
was like, because he just
Yeah.
looks the same.
And that was also
already.
for the entire like a main
So-
character through the entire movie, you know. So
Yeah.
like when they know you're constantly going to be looking at that face, they've done well.
And I love how he said like the arms do all the work. That's like such a Doc Ock like. I just
Yeah.
beat the Spider-Man
I like
game,
that.
and Doc
my God,
Ock is
yeah.
like the main bad guy, and that's just some shit he would say in there, like.
Uh-huh.
Peter, the arms do all the work, like, and he's just picking up stuff with the arms, like.
Have you guys seen the
Oh, yeah.
video I saw? It was trending on Twitter of him doing the "If I Were a Rich Man" from Fiddler on the Roof with. The
I saw
arms.
I
And
saw
he's
the
like,
link to it, but I didn't watch it. But yeah, I gotta watch
with the
that.
arms.
I'm
You
sure
say you
it's
tagged
good.
us in this?
No,
I will.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
send
better.
it to us.
Yeah, I was gonna
Send
say
it
it
to
sounds
us.
awesome.
I definitely liked it, so I can find.
send it in the group chat because I need to watch that.
All right. All right.
Really good.
What's next on the news though?
Awesome. So yeah, next up we have keeping on the Marvel train. We have the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
By the way,
official teaser trailer.
Real quick, just to interject real quick, I did. It is Shang-Chi.
Right.
It is
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I have found
Okay.
this out.
Oh,
this
okay.
stereo listener pointed this out to us last night. Thank you for that, by the way.
I remember.
And
Nice.
I've been listening to who's the actor again? I can't remember his name, but he's been going around in interviews, and every time he's in an interview now, they say Shang-Chi. I didn't realize
Shang-Chi?
that. So it's
Okay.
Shang-Chi. So just
Nice.
clearing that up. But yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Nice. Good to know. So it's the first trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I freaking love this trailer. I think most people love this trailer. I really the main thing was like this was stunning. Like that was a stunning visual trailer. Every single shot looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like the colors, the way the shots were set up, the way the action looked, the kind of street level to it, but also having that mystical element. I'm super hyped for this movie. I did get put to the test last night in our stereo of like which one would I pick if it was Shang-Chi, the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or the entirety of the Loki series. I could have one right now, and I
got
did
an
pick
answer
Loki.
for that one. Yeah,
I did pick Loki.
That would be my pick as well.
Yeah, so it's not my most anticipated, but it's up there. It's it might be top 3. I don't know. I'm really hyped for Spider-Man as well. It's in top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
That does not negate how excited I am for it and how much I love this trailer, though.
I'll go ahead and take the next one here because I feel like Cisco is going to really kick the toilet on this story. I don't think he's going to like it at all. So
whoa,
for me,
no.
Hey.
I got a good spin-off of what you just said too. So go ahead.
well, let me start with this on the stereo thing. That because I was put to that test too. I actually picked Shang-Chi out of the 3. It was Falcon, Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi, and Loki. I actually picked Shang-Chi ever since that Comic-Con where the director and the actor, came into. And I'm so sorry, I can't remember the actor's name again, but it's like I feel
Is
so
it the
bad.
main guy?
Yeah,
Simu Liu.
Simu Liu or something like that. I'm so sorry. He's from Kim's Convenience, but either way, I thought that ever since they came out at that Comic-Con, I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I just thought it was one of those things where it was like you could just feel the excitement radiating off them to be able to do this film. The actor and the director just seemed to have such good chemistry together, and you just knew that this thing was going to work. And this trailer didn't tell me. I mean, it just boosted my excitement for it. This thing was beautiful inside and out. Cisco, you might have seen this, but other people were agreeing with me on stereo last night when I said it looks like a mixture between Cobra Kai and that movie Hero, directed by Zhang Yimou and starring Jet Li. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's kind of what it reminded
I love
me
Hero.
of. Hero's amazing. Exactly. It reminded me a lot of that, and I'm so excited, and I feel like this and Hero are going to make a great double feature one day, and I hope that that's the case. I just think that the action's incredible. Obviously, it all looks very practical. It doesn't look very CGI'd, and I like that. It's kind of that, it's the Asian style filmmaking that I really, really dig in terms of action sequences. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. Awkwafina looks like she's going to do a good job, which is great. great because she's hit or miss for me usually. Really loved her in that last Jumanji though. Really loved her in that last Jumanji. But either way, she looks like she's going to be really good here and not as over the top as she has been in the past. So I really just I can't wait. And the ending really cracks me up when she's like, "Who are you?" and all he does is put up his fist. It's just like,
I also
it's
like
great. It's
this
great.
kind of like this kind of, oh man, that's not Crash. What movie I'm talking? The Sandra Bullock movie where they're on a bus and they have to keep it
Speed
at a certain speed. I love the kind of it was like that had to be a Speed homage. You can't do that and not know that people are going to think of Speed. But I liked it.
I even think they said one of the lines that was in Speed in that moment. I just can't remember which one. I think I remember hearing something. I'm like, yeah, that's Speed, or something like it was definitely a reference to it for sure. And it's self-aware, so like it doesn't seem too on the nose.
I liked it.
So.
Speaking of that too, I saw like someone did a Twitter thread of it was like one of my favorite things in movies is kicking ass on a bus scenes in movies, and they had just like screenshots from like Nobody from Bob Odenkirk. There was a Raid one, and then Shang-Chi was in there too. I don't know why, but it's like bathrooms. Like there's always fights in bathrooms for some reason. If you look up. And I feel like buses are like the same thing. I think like the public aspect of it, of just like there's people around and it's
subways. There's a lot of fights on subways.
Subways too. Yep. No, I'm excited for this one too. I didn't like not like this trailer. Nice. It was like we had a caller on stereo. We were talking about like our most anticipated though, like kind of you guys were talking about, and some caller was like pretty negative on like, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier and like, what are they gonna do now? You know, with no like Endgame had pretty much it's the end of the phases or like the first couple phases. What are they gonna do now? Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like he really came like that negative, and I was like, I literally pulled up the thing. And I was just like reading off like The Loki Show, Spider-Man 3, Guardians 2, Thor 4, like, and we were just like, and we were going back and forth, and like, and then somebody called in and was like Shang-Chi, and this was like a couple weeks ago too, so it was like pretty new, but like he was saying he liked Shang-Chi. I just didn't know much about the property, so that's why I couldn't really speak on it. But like since the trailer looks cool. I agree with you guys on the visual aspect. I was thinking of like Mulan, like the live action one they just put out, which I actually liked. I thought a lot of people were too harsh on that. I thought the visuals were cool. I'm getting a little bit of the vibe with the colors that way. It's nominated for best, you know, costumes and visual effects.
For sure.
So you know, hopefully, you know, they show some more love at the Oscars to Marvel properties. They might, you know, hopefully this one could get nominated for something like that.
I hope so.
And then just I want to get your guys' thoughts too, because this director, I didn't know, I was just looking this up right now. He did Just Mercy, which I like that movie too.
I knew that. I haven't seen Just Mercy yet, but I heard great things about it. Yeah,
it's pretty good. And then Short Term 12, but someone pointed out all of his movies feature Brie Larson in it. So they're saying if you think they're saying there's no way that Captain Marvel doesn't make an appearance in this one, and I'm like, I can see it.
Oh, now I think she is. I didn't think about that. Short Term 12 and
it's confirmed, right? Like it
and
might
Just
as well
Mercy
be.
and Just Mercy, she has a small role.
Right. I remember seeing her in both of those trailers. I know that she's definitely in both of those movies, and she probably will make an appearance. I hadn't thought of that shit. That is awesome. She's definitely.
I just saw that on Twitter today, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm down for that. And Awkwafina and Michelle Yeoh, love both of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Exactly. Yes.
Amazing movie. Just like we were talking about with Hero, like kind of that vibe. I hope they go like that, and it's not just like in the trailer. But
right.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I have hope for it.
Yeah. What if Brie Larson shows up and she doesn't even play Captain Marvel? She's just in there as a cameo.
She's just in the background, like at the bar, like drinking.
You show her reaction to something. She's like. And that's it.
No.
It's like Screaming Woman number 2 to Brie Larson.
She'll be on the bus, right? Like Stan Lee was. This time she'll be on the bus, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. She's just gonna be sitting there like reading a book, like just
right.
Yeah,
no dialogue at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that bus scene in Nobody. You guys got to see Nobody. That bus scene is
I
like,
want to see it so bad.
that
man.
was honestly like the highlight for me. And they kind of show stuff in the trailer, but it's like longer than the trailer. Like there's a lot that happens on that bus.
Right. I'm gonna be watching it for
It's
sure,
pretty
my man.
fucking intense.
I'm watching that one as soon as possible. I'm more
Odenkirk
excited to see
snapped with
that. I'm sure. I'm more excited to see that one than all the Oscar movies that I've been needing to catch up on.
I mean, it's more exciting. I'll say probably
sure.
Judas the Black Messiah. That's like the only action one that's nominated.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a full on action movie. But
Sure.
other than that, they're all dramas, like, which is typical of the Oscars, But
You're right, which is okay not to be an action movie. That's not my point. It's just like I just feel like that I need something fun like this, especially after that hard year we had last year. Like I just need something like Nobody to really bring my spirits up.
Yeah, there's not really like a Parasite, I feel like, too, where everyone's like, that has to win. Like, I love that movie.
It's really kind of up in the air.
So I don't know. Nomadland, people that probably is gonna win.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind that. But it's not like I'm not like as enthusiastic as like I was last year with Parasite. Like, yes.
Right.
Did you see Riz Ahmed just won an award, by the way? God, I can't remember which one just happened. Was it MTV? Did he win? I don't know. I was just really happy he got anything for Sound of Metal, because Sound of Metal was fucking fantastic, and he was great in it.
I'm excited to watch it. That's one of the ones I haven't seen yet. And I'm really excited to watch it.
That movie.
I'm glad Paul Raci got nominated, the supporting actor in that. He was really good. It was
Paul
my favorite
Raci
part
was
of Sound of Metal.
incredible. I don't know. I think I was most impressed by Riz Ahmed just because I'm not used to seeing such great work from him.
Him too. He did a good job too.
Yeah. I'm just not used to seeing such great work from him. I mean, he was good in The Sisters Brothers, but other than that, I typically don't like him. And he was fine in Nightcrawler, but other than that,
he doesn't really have much to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
never.
I feel like Hollywood hasn't used him yet in the right way.
Right.
Until Sound of Metal. So hopefully he gets more stuff now. But anyway.
I agree. No, and he was just I was just more blown away by him. He's I mean, Venom, he wasn't very good. He was a pretty terrible villain, and then you got him in what was
Star
the other
Wars,
one?
Rogue One.
Yeah, he's not good in Star Wars. I love the movie, but he's not the highlight by any means. He's like definitely like pushed to the side. So was just so thrilled to see his work in Sound of Metal. But anyway.
Probably Nightcrawler and Sound of Metal. Yeah, I'd say those are the best.
yeah, for sure. All right, what's next?
All right, next up. Oh, this is what we're talking about, where some are gonna love this, some are gonna hate this. So when asked Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson on whether he would like to direct an episode of The Mandalorian, he had this to say. He said that he is dying to, but that it's all about scheduling. He's been writing Knives Out 2, and he's going directly into filming it. So it would be a matter of finding time to break away to do so. He has spoken to Dave Filoni about it. He had gone and visited the set during season 1. He said it was so cool, and I told him I was very jealous. And he had seen Baby Yoda months before the reveal. I released the reins.
All right. I mean, I should probably go first. I've accepted that Rian Johnson's going to be the death of me one day. I every time I talk to people about The Last Jedi, it just doesn't go well, and I find myself kicking the toilet every time. I think that it's just, it's been a really, it's just so incredibly divisive at this point, this whole conversation. But that said, let me go ahead with my point. My idea on this is the fact that it's been confirmed. We've talked about it on the show. Rian Johnson is going to be doing more Star Wars, whether that's 10 years from now or, maybe 11, 12 years, whatever. He's going to be doing more, and I think that the way to get him back in is to do something like have him direct an episode of Mandalorian. People are going to watch it, and if they love it, and it turns out that it was directed by Rian Johnson, that's the way to go. Sammy kind of used the word that some people would definitely feel bamboozled by it, and I don't disagree, but there are going to be people who want to keep their subscriber base up on YouTube who are going to love it and just say they hated it because Rian Johnson directed it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what they're going to be feeling on the inside if he directs a really phenomenal episode of something Star Wars. Doesn't necessarily even have to be Mandalorian. Yeah, because that's what's going to get them their asses in the seats in general. And well, let's be honest, it's Star Wars. Curiosity is going to get the better of most fans anyway. When it comes to that. And I think the most important thing to remember here, because I know a lot of people, again, they're going to be like, well, why would you let Rian Johnson do another Star Wars thing? It's because the movie made $1 billion. He is one of few filmmakers that's been able to do that for Disney, and I mean that's just a fact. And that's not a fireable offense. And I know that a lot of people have been naysayers on this and saying that Rian Johnson's, I know it got confirmed, but he's not actually going to do it. Let's track this back just a little bit. When Gareth Edwards got pulled off the Rogue One project, we heard about it. When who was Phil Lord Miller got pulled off of Solo, we heard about it. When Colin Trevorrow got pulled off Episode 9, we heard about it. When the Obi-Wan writer got pulled off of that show, we heard about it. When Dan and Dave got fired, we heard about it. We haven't heard anything about Rian Johnson. The only thing we've heard about Rian Johnson is confirmation he is still working on Star Wars. So for me, it's kind of weird for people to not accept the fact that this is something that is going to happen anyway. So let's take him out of let's take him out of, the Skywalker saga, and let's see what he can do elsewhere. And something else that a lot of people don't realize, or maybe just haven't read up on, I actually just only heard this story recently, is that Rian went into Lucasfilm. He went in with a whole other idea that was outside of the Skywalker saga, and he wanted to, do something completely different. And they said, hey, we like your idea for this. Why don't you go direct Episode 8? And that's kind of how he got stuck with that. So, for me, I want to see what those original ideas were and what he was really most passionate about moving into all this, and kind of just separate him from the Skywalkers. But anyway, my overall point is I need to flock with people who understand and appreciate The Last Jedi. I think that will just bode well for me in life. But anyway, what do you got on this, Cisco?
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this before on here. I'm pretty sure where we were saying that I thought we both agreed that with a TV show, it would have been a better fit for Rian Johnson. You know what I mean? In the first,
right.
Like, so he could flesh out his ideas, and instead of being put into a middle movie in a trilogy, and like trying to weave storylines together and then set up a whole other sequel. It wasn't ideal, and you know what I mean. So no matter, I didn't even like Last Jedi that much either. With you guys, but as a fan of Rian Johnson, however, I'm always going to be excited about what he does next. And so if he does want to do another Star Wars thing, and it's a TV show or a TV episode of Mandalorian, he's a great director. Why not? Let him do it. But I know that you're just not going to be able to convince certain fans that think like he was the death of Star Wars and just whatever. You can't argue with those type of fans, but you look at his work outside of Star Wars, and it's like you can't argue with the man's resume. He knows how to make a good movie, and so I'd be down for it. And he's still a Star Wars fan. He still clearly has love for the franchise, and I think you want someone like that to be in charge or direct and like that type of story. You don't want someone that just is like hired and doesn't give a shit. So
yeah, and you also, I mean, as many people, as much as people, I suppose, think that a lot of the swings he took didn't pay off. You do want somebody like a Rian Johnson who has
it was original. At least it was original,
right? He has leverage with Lucasfilm to be able to convince them why he should take big swings and things. And you need somebody like that backing your projects. And I think that that's another important piece of this puzzle here. But Sammy, what do you got on this?
I mean, yeah, I agree. It's been proven time and time again that Rian Johnson's a very unique filmmaker, and he's somewhat of an acquired taste, but he doesn't he's never gonna really back down from that in anything.
He's like a donut hole inside a donut hole.
He's like a donut hole.
What movie is that? What movie is that? Help me out here. I know the reference. Oh, right. Yeah.
Knives Out. Yeah. Yeah. Benoit Blanc.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you describe Rian Johnson. Thank you for that.
But literally, and it's again, like we talked about this a lot in the Stereo Show, and the thing really was that even though if he directs an episode of The Mandalorian, the story and the writing is overall going to be more in tune with Favreau and Filoni because it's their overall vision. But the directing of it is all going to be flavored in that. It's kind of like if this was like a pasta. It's like the noodles are Favreau's and Filoni's noodles. It's their recipe. Yeah. But the sauce, they're going to let Ryan do the sauce for this one.
You still got Filoni and Favreau too, so it's
exactly.
Not like,
right.
So the flavor, it's going to taste a bit different. But it's the same thing, the same dish. It's just we let somebody else make the sauce this time. And that ruins it for some people. That makes it even better for some other people. Some people don't mind the difference. So I think that's the real issue here. I am excited about it. I would love to see a Ryan Johnson directed.
It's like Papa Feige. It's like, it literally trust in Papa Feige.
We trust.
Yeah. So
Papa Feige and Papa Filoni, we trust. We fully trust.
As long as they're attached to it, for sure.
Well, don't we agree too? Like, even if like Ryan Johnson, like, hey, go write your trilogy, Ryan Johnson, of movies. Like, let's say that's the case, right? In 10 years from now, don't you still think that everybody now at this point at Lucasfilm for the creative stuff has to at least run things by Filoni and Favreau, because they seem to kind of have, their plan, for what's going to be happening, and I feel like they have to be. Everything has to be ran by them at this point, and I feel like that's a really good and positive thing. They would at least
talk to them. They're in the
room, the writing room and stuff.
They're CC'd on all the emails.
Right. It won't be, it won't be, it'll be different than, I feel like now they've kind of figured it out. I mean, before everybody had to run everything through Pablo Hidalgo, when JJ and Ryan were doing their films. And I feel like, and from what I hear is like that they would try to get a hold of Pablo, and Pablo never answered the phone to give them any kind of feedback or advice or anything, even though he is the leader of the story group over there for whatever reason. So like I feel like now with Filoni and Favreau kind of taking the reins on a lot of this stuff, I feel like everybody kind of has to run things through them to make sure that everything is copacetic, I guess is the word I'm looking for here, and it's just so hopefully it runs smoother. And if Ryan Johnson does come out with movies in 10 years from now, like I was saying this on stereo last night to Samee, and Samee definitely agreed with me, I think, on this point. You don't have to go watch them. There's going to be a bevy of other shit on Disney Plus that you're going to be able to tune into by then. It's going to be like, you're going to be so overwhelmed with Star Wars content.
Go
you're
watch
going to have to pick and choose.
Everyone go see Brick right now.
Yes.
And tell me Ryan Johnson can't direct a movie.
I have that Blu-ray over here somewhere. I was trying to look for it, but I
have the Blu-ray
Brick.
too.
I fucking love Brick. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
Go see Brick.
If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
You like Knives Out
instead.
Go watch Brick.
You don't have to watch it.
Yep.
If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it.
100%
it's that
agree.
Easy.
JGL in that? Come on. Young JGL.
Looper's great.
Oh, really?
Brothers Bloom is pretty good. I mean, I love all the
Looper.
Yeah.
Knives Out is the only other one that I've seen. I've seen Knives Out and
So my go watch Brick will be to you too, as well as the audience.
Cool. I will also
definitely watch Brick. Definitely watch Brick and Looper.
It's you and me, guys.
Amazing.
You could argue that's his best movie.
You think Brick?
It's his best
film. I don't know if it's Brick. I really like Looper and.
I didn't say I think that. I'm saying you could argue it.
You could argue it. You could definitely argue it, especially with the amount of money that he made that with. Oh my god! Like it's cheap, but he was able to craft it so well with the low amount of money that he really got, from like family and friends, to help pitch in for that thing, and at the time, and they were able to make their investment back off of it, thank god, because it was that good of a movie. So
no, me and my buddy, my co-host Edwin, we argue about Ryan Johnson because he thinks that he peaked with Brick and that he's been going downhill ever since.
Oh Jesus.
And I know he has some takes sometimes, and I'm like, come on, man. And he thinks Knives Out was super overrated, and he doesn't get it. I'm just like, you know what?
No way.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I think he's still doing interesting things. I don't know
amazing.
How you can say that.
He's amazing. He is one of the best of all time. I mean, I really feel that way. That's like I know that's like a big, I don't
know if I go that far yet, but he has the potential. I'd say that.
I don't know, man. I just think that he's got this way about him that like he sticks to his guns. You know what I mean? I love that. I respect that in a filmmaker when you stick to your guns and you just go with the vision. Just like if this makes sense to me, I'm gonna do it. And I think that he's just one of those guys. And
definitely an original cat, which I always respect, like Quentin Tarantino. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
He's very
somebody that writes and directs their own films. I always respect that.
100%. And I think that
I'd even argue that's how real like innovation and like true artistry and creativity happens is just when you give somebody something and it's like, I want to see your version of that, like your true version of that.
Exactly.
That's the greatest pieces of art is just someone's true vision of whatever the thing is.
And he did that. I mean, let's be honest. Last Jedi is Rian Johnson's Star Wars. That's what makes it so different. It's Rian Johnson's Star Wars, and he did exactly that. And I think another thing that makes him so great, and I want to give this guy credit as well, is he has worked with the same producing partner on every single film, Ron Bergman, who's also been a great help to him and such great support. So if you guys ever want to be filmmakers out there, I recommend finding a Ron Bergman for yourself, because that guy
befriend the rich kids, be really nice to the rich kids.
Have you guys seen the Director and the Jedi documentary? It's incredible. It's on Disney Plus. It's really the raw making of The Last Jedi. I think it'll give you so much more appreciation for the film itself, and also just, I mean, when you see the way that him and Ron Bergman work off each other, it's just so incredible, because Ron is like, Ron Bergman is basically always like, my responsibility is to make sure that Ryan is not overwhelmed with all this other shit, and that he just focuses on the story, and that's just part of what makes him so successful. I feel like as a filmmaker, is he's got this great support system with Ron Bergman to be like, I just want Ryan to focus on the story. You could tell they just have such a great working relationship.
You should
and they
put out
a
question to the fans, because I've been loving all these Dreamcasts for Knives Out 2 of who people want to see in it. So send us your Dreamcast, and what kind of Star Wars film would you like to see from him too, if any.
Can you guys guess?
I'll put that out there.
Can you guess real quick what my Dreamcast for Knives Out 2 is?
Mads Mikkelsen, Alfred Molina.
Part of it.
Adam Driver.
What was your guess, Tom?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Okay, that's my second answer. My first answer.
Wait! Stop! I think I might have it. I don't have it. Go ahead. What was your first answer?
First answer is, if I could cast Knives Out 2, it would just be the Muppets, you guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've said that before.
Good answer.
That's the correct answer. That will never happen. But
if Disney wants to remake,
that's the correct answer.
If Disney wants to remake all their animated stuff, if you do it with Muppets, I will stop complaining about it. Like, if you did all of them with Muppets, no complaints from me. Like, let's do a Little Mermaid with Muppets. Let's do a Lion King with Muppets.
Yeah, because I was going to say earlier, like,
sure.
I did not
Aladdin,
like live action Mulan.
No, I was just arguing with one of my coworkers today, because she's like, I finally saw Aladdin and I loved it, and I was like,
I really do not like.
Not trying to argue with you.
Reasons. I really hate them. But if you put
R.I.P. Robin Williams. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
I know R.I.P. Robin Williams. But you make the Muppets Aladdin different. We're in a different ball game.
It's Muppets. Elevates everything.
Elevates everything. But yeah, you're right though. My real
Muppets
answer,
Treasure Island. Come
right,
on now.
So
Classic.
Muppets Christmas Carol, iconic.
Oh, man.
Incredible.
Let's just start Hollywood. Remake your properties with Muppets. Yeah,
but again, Daniel Craig,
I guess
want to
Disney
be the same.
has to do it.
I want Daniel Craig to be a human.
Oh yeah, Daniel Craig is the only human, and it's all Muppets.
He's the Michael Caine. He's the Michael Caine, Tim Curry of this situation.
Yeah.
But you were correct, Don. My real answer is Adam Driver.
Of course.
That is my real
Adam
answer.
Driver would fit right in. I just showed my brother Logan Lucky. He's incredible.
So great in that. I freaking love Adam Driver.
So good.
What is Adam Driver not great in? Like, even if he's a small role, he's phenomenal. Like, inside Llewyn Davis, he was so good in Inside Llewyn Davis. He was such a small
thinking
part.
about that. Inside Llewyn Davis. Yep.
Yeah.
Marriage Story. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, my God.
I
still haven't seen Silent. I really want to see Silent.
Francis Ha.
I have seen Francis Ha. Francis Ha's really he's.
I've actually never seen that.
It's good. He has a small part in there. I want to say too.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he's great, and I haven't seen this film yet. A Midnight Special keeps getting recommended to me, and I hear he's awesome in that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
I heard good things though.
It's on Netflix right now. I'm thinking about checking it out.
If it has Adam Driver in it, though, I will give it a shot.
I'm in.
Adam Driver and Michael Shannon, I'm in. I mean, for Midnight Special, that sounds like a really, really fun time.
Yeah.
So
And
I'll
Joel
check it out.
Edgerton? Damn, what is this movie?
Yeah, it's like one of these sleeper hits, like these hidden gems that's like on Netflix, and like everybody tells me to watch it. So I'm thinking it's probably pretty good. It's got a great cast.
I might have to add it to my list here.
For sure, for sure.
And then of course, Girls. Him on HBO.
Yeah, I mean, Girls is what got him started. So
yep, so good.
Yeah,
so good, you guys.
Oh, you know what?
Made me the Who person I am today.
Not to
like
turn
I would
this...
be a different person without that show. Continue.
Not to turn this into a complete Adam Driver session, but like,
please do.
This is where I leave you. By golly, was
this
great.
Is now the Adam Driver pod section of the pod.
This is the Adam. You've reached the Adam Driver section of the podcast. Well, today's topic is "This Is Where I Leave You," which is an incredible movie. I love. Wow, that's such just like a hits you right in the heart in the right places, and it's their performances are so good, and he is so good in that.
I 100% agree with you. I love him in that film. Love him in that film. Yeah,
I want to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a while, and I love.
Me too. It's been a little bit. I do own it, so I'm definitely gonna put it on again.
Nice.
My favorite line in Logan Lucky though, when he says, "Did you just say cauliflower to me?" It's so good. He's like, "You only said that once before. I'm done with that time in my life.
I'm done with that. Yeah."
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Dude,
that's another Daniel Craig role that's great too. Yeah, he's
good in that. That movie's so good.
Yeah. There's two different types of Daniel Craig.
Underrated.
You get the James Bond Daniel Craig where he's like trying, but he's not really like having that much fun. You can tell, like especially not anymore. Right. But then like you get him in something like Logan Lucky.
Serious Bond.
It's a serious. It's a little more dry. And then you get him in something like Logan Lucky or Knives Out. He's just having a blast. That's my favorite Daniel Craig. That's the Daniel Craig I want from here on out after Bond. So for sure.
I am incarcerated.
I love the whole thing with his daughter too, and how they like she was the talent show
John
and
Denver
the whole
song.
Yeah, and then
that was
the whole
so cute.
crowd starts singing it.
Right. Great
He's like, "This song's for my daddy."
For my daddy, yeah.
Great flip. Yeah.
I heard he's making another heist movie too. So Steven Soderbergh, I think his next project.
Right on. Hope so.
Let's go.
He's done
That's
making
all you gotta
movies.
say. That's all you gotta
iPhone.
say. Steven Soderbergh heist movie. I'm in.
Yeah.
He's done making iPhone movies where he's shooting things on his iPhone.
I guess so. I mean, I love Soderbergh, man. He's
a good director.
He's doing the Oscars. He does so much. You want to talk about someone that takes risks? My man does anything. My man will do. Love Soderbergh.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Awesome. Next up, we have some more casting for Indiana Jones 5. Mad Mikkelsen will be joining Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Harrison Ford. There's again no real news on who he will be playing,
like the plot or anything. Yeah.
There's the plot is still very much under wraps. We just know that he is one of maybe the main three, and this does come off. He is also still working on the third Fantastic Beasts movie, as he did replace Johnny Depp as Grindelwald.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think that this thing is
not the worst thing Fantastic Beasts franchise ever did.
I mean, it's starting to shape up pretty good, this Indy 5. I know a lot of people think that this movie's going to completely kick the toilet, but I mean, I think all the news that we've heard so far has been 100% great. So I think it'll be pretty good myself, and I hope it's I hope it's pretty amazing, and can't wait to see it, and love the fact that Mads is going to be in it. I mean, Cisco, go ahead. I know what you're about to do, so.
What am I about to do?
You said you were going to scream for like 2 minutes when we talked about
it. Well, okay, one more thing to stream about, because I just looked up the cast for the new Soderbergh before I get to this.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. So it is a heist movie, I guess. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to run it down, because you know his casts are stacked. Brendan Fraser, Matt Damon.
What?
David Harbour.
What?
John Hamm, Kieran Culkin, Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle.
What?
Ray Liotta.
Yes. Say what?
Julia Fox from Uncut Gems. Wow.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, I
Wow.
just had to take a moment to respect him
Thank
getting
you.
all those
Thank
people
you for that.
together.
Thank you for that. Now, how about Mads in
It
Indy
just kept
5?
hitting.
Because that's
I'm sorry,
that does
we
sound
need a
amazing.
minute for Brendan Fraser. I've been waiting for Brendan Fraser to make his genuine comeback.
He has.
My whole life.
I thought he was great in that new show. I haven't seen
Doom
it, but
Patrol?
Maybe he's
yeah.
making it. Maybe he's
supposed to
doing
be
it.
really
Is
good
he
in
in
that
Doom
show.
Patrol?
Yeah, he's like one of the main
Oh.
characters.
I haven't
in that,
seen
yeah.
it. I haven't
Everybody
seen it.
So
but
maybe
raves
it's
about
maybe
it.
he is
really
making
good.
his comeback.
I'm ready for the Brendan Fraser comeback.
Fraser
though. I'm here
sons.
for it.
Oh, me too. Don't get me
too.
wrong. I
Fraser
can't wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
No more
The
money.
Mummy was
The
like
Mummy- The Mummy-
quintessential childhood film. Let me
Mummy
tell
is
you.
in like my top favorite. Is in like my
Yeah.
top 50, maybe 30, honestly.
His
But in my
first
top
Mummy
50
movie's great,
favorite
yeah.
movies of all time.
It's-
I love
it's
the
great,
Mummy.
yeah. So good.
It's great.
It's the
I just feel
perfect
like if he did
level
like
of
a
everything I
like,
love.
let's say he did another Mummy movie, I feel like it'd have a lot of
Oh,
hype,
he
but I bet
won't.
you it would flop.
He
I bet
won't.
you it would flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won't.
Yeah.
He's smart. Like they
I
did.
still haven't seen that third one. I've only seen the first two because
Yeah,
I was like, I
you just
refuse.
don't.
Rachel
Yeah, don't
Weisz
watch it.
left,
Don't
and
watch
so
it.
did I.
Don't watch
Yeah.
it. First one's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
it was a mess.
For sure.
Mhm.
But anyways, but yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, my guy. Speaking of stuff on Twitter, they had a Infinity Gauntlet of franchises that my guy Mads Mikkelsen,
Every single one.
Star Wars,
Every
Harry
single one.
Potter,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. This guy's going through the gauntlet. So
Yeah, he had to dip his hands in
I'm-
this.
I'm
He
here
did some
for it,
Pixar
man.
dubbing.
Doctor
He did dubbing
Strange,
for Pixar
MCU,
movies, MCU.
MCU.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. My guy,
Mhm.
you got to see another round. I'll say it again on here. Credible performance by
I'm really
him.
looking forward
He
to
should have
watching
been
it.
nominated for Best Actor. Fuck you, Oscars, for your foreign language bias. Because that you can't tell me that wasn't the best performance, one of the best performances of the year. And so yeah, he just makes everything better that he's in. I mean, Hannibal, another IP that he made better. He just, if you have IP and you put Mads Mikkelsen in it, he's not going to disappoint.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
my point. Is what I'm trying
No,
to say.
I agree.
Again,
So-
Fantastic Beasts is doing
Put
it.
him as a
That's- they
villain,
have the
you put him
same
as a villain.
philosophy.
If you put him as like, you know,
Yeah.
I imagine he'll be a villain. I don't know.
Right, right.
Because I feel
Yeah, I
like
think so.
I feel like Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to be on his side,
Yeah.
and then Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
But he can go in that villain range. But even if he's not, even if he's on Indy's
If he's
side,
yeah,
I mean,
he'd do great.
Another round, he's super likable and like charming. So
nice.
he can turn that switch
can.
on too.
Yeah.
He
So-
can. He's a great freaking actor, dude. He'll blend into anything you put him in. And
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like the two things he has left, I think, are what DC and Jurassic Park, right? Those are the last two things he has to show up in now.
Oh, the gauntlet that he hasn't touched
Dude,
yet.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park. I'm just picturing that.
He'll probably get announced for Dominion. Let's be honest. He'll probably
Mads
end up being
Mikkelsen
there.
as the
Wow.
T-Rex.
The voice
Might
of
as
the
well be.
T-Rex.
They were mixing humans and dinosaurs in that last one, so you
They
might as well
were.
make him
Like
a
what's it
T-Rex.
called? Benedict Cumberbatch as the dragon in Lord of the Rings.
As a not Smaug. Is it Smaug? It's Smaug, right?
Smaug.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
has Mads done a Lord of the Rings? That's another one.
Oh,
Maybe not.
That-
I can't remember.
He might show
Yeah,
up in the show.
okay.
He might show up in the show.
I think he did a Viking movie. I want to say, where he's just killing people as a Viking.
Yeah,
So
something like
I mean, he
that,
could do
something
Lord of the
like that.
Rings. That's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's not far off from Lord of the Rings.
Not at all. But by the way, I didn't put this in the rundown. But did you guys hear that budget on the Lord of the Rings show?
Like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Right.
hundreds of millions an episode. Like
It's
300 million or
It's
something
like
an episode.
450 million for the entire season. That is the
400.
highest grossing TV show.
Ooh.
Game of Thrones seasons only cost about 100 million, just to put it into
Total,
perspective.
right?
And that show, and that's season totals. And that show looked beautiful. This show is going to be 450 million.
I better
just
not
for-
be able to tell the difference between a dragon and a human. Like I literally better
Right,
be able
I
to
want
look
to
at
see
those
that
hobbits
on the screen. I want to
and
see
not
that
know
on
the
screen.
difference. For that much money, like I better feel like those hobbits are
Yeah.
realest
Right.
things I've ever seen in my
Right.
life.
Right. I'm
I saw
excited for
another
the show
Twitter
Those fight
joke about
regardless.
scenes
that.
better be epic. Every single one.
I'm excited for the show regardless. I just hope it really does pay off. I mean, I want to see where this money's going to be going. I mean, I really do. And if it's not on the screen, it's just, I think it was a huge bust for them to even invest that much in there. That's an
They definitely
insane
went all
amount of
in.
money.
They
That's an
went all in.
insane amount of money.
So
And
put
they're
all
not
their
making
chips on the
anything
table.
back on it. I mean, they'll get subscribers, but they're not going to make that back. Let's
They're
be honest.
hoping that people will subscribe. It's the HBO Max thing we're talking about with Snyder Cut, basically.
Right.
So what is this on Amazon? Not Amazon,
Yeah.
Apple? Or Amazon? It is
It's
Amazon?
Yeah.
But
Amazon
even with
Prime?
like the
Okay.
Snyder Cut, that's 70 million, and they have that to
that,
invest because
Yeah,
of
it was
some of their
already
past-
done for the most part. So yeah,
Right.
Right.
it was still a lot of money though, but not nearly as much as what they're spending on Lord of the Rings.
But they had a fun to dip into, I feel like, with the past DC stuff, as opposed to like Amazon never owned Lord of the Rings in the past, so I don't feel like that they have like the same fun to dip into for the past Lord of the Rings IPs. I think that they're kind of, the way it's working with them, as far as I know, they're just licensing this thing out to Amazon. So it's like they don't actually own it, so I don't think they have the Lord of the Rings funds to dip into in their case. So the fact that they're putting up that money is a huge deal. I'd like to hear more details on it as we get closer to release time, as far as like
we'll talk about it when they release more stuff, for sure.
Just to see does it look like a $450 million show, or we'll talk about that when trailers start to come around. But
I saw a funny tweet that someone said, because it was like the news story of like they spent 450 million on this, like for an episode. That's how much it cost. And then some guy was like, well, that's a bit steep for my wallet, so I won't be watching.
100%.
Like,
for sure,
like spending 450 million just to see it. I thought that was funny.
And
then what was I gonna say? Oh, and Mads Mikkelsen, before we move on, also in James Bond franchise. There you go.
Yeah,
another franchise he's in.
The residual
Casino
checks
Royale.
this
That's right.
man must get a month. Can you the residual checks he must get in a month?
Couldn't imagine.
Hannibal.
He's just like, oh yeah, this one's from Lucasfilm. This one's from
Hannibal checks. My man is stacked. I wonder if he's gonna be at the Oscars, honestly, because he's not nominated, but another round is.
I'm sure he will. Right,
He'll probably
I'm sure
be
he will
there.
be.
He'll be in the crowd.
And I know some
sure it will
foreign,
be.
like Anthony Hopkins is probably not going to be there. Like, what a flex for my guy. He's nominated for Best Actor, and he's like, I'm in London, having a great time. He's
I think he also some people they know they're not going to win, and that's why they don't go.
I feel like he could win.
Some
though.
people genuinely feel
people
that way.
love him in The
He
Father.
could, though. I just feel like it's
he could.
Chadwick.
If he won and he didn't
season.
show up, what a flex from
That would
Hopkins.
Pesci didn't show up. Do you remember that?
It's happened before.
Remember when Pesci didn't show
My
up?
cousin Vinny.
No, I'm talking about my Irishman. Just like last year, he didn't show up. He was,
They knew they weren't gonna win. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just find it to be hysterical. It's such a Pesci move to not show up to the Oscar.
It
I don't
is
think
a
Pacino
Pesci
showed
move.
up
No, it's
either.
happened where
Pacino
people
didn't
don't
show
show
up.
up.
I thought he was done with Hollywood. Period. That's why I was surprised. Scorsese even got him for The Irishman.
Yeah, I just think the fact he was nominated again was incredible, though. The fact that Pesci
he deserved it. He was
amazing. He was
Yeah.
he was playing a very non-Joe Pesci role. That's what was so amazing in a very Pesci type movie.
Exactly.
And that was
Yeah.
pretty astounding about.
I mean, you've seen him be the fucking wild card in Casino and Goodfellas. It was nice for the change of
It
pace.
was refreshing. I was really
Yes.
happy with it. He was definitely something different, and he still did a phenomenal job doing that. So I want to see him still work and do more straight man roles. I know it won't happen, but it would just be nice to see him back.
What is it? It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
The Pesci way.
It is what it is. It has to be done. I love when, in the Scorsese movies, they talk about killing people. Can I have another biscuit, please?
Right, but that was the mafia.
I know.
That was the mafia. He's got a pretty damn accurate from my understanding.
And I mean, and Joe Pesci literally grew up around the mafia and stuff. So I'm like, he knows. I'm sure he would say
we need to put a period to that sentence, if you know what I mean.
Right.
One of my favorite descriptions of killing somebody was Bob Odenkirk in Breaking Bad when he's like, "Should we send him to Belize?" And then Walt looks at him and he's like, "Belize." No, we're not sending him to Belize.
He's gonna go on a permanent vacation.
That's right, exactly.
We're gonna take him downtown. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna go swimming
with the fishes.
Love it.
Yo.
Sometimes they just straight up say it though. They'll just be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want me to go take him out?"
Kill that guy.
Yeah, take him out.
Take him out.
He needs to be
Right, yeah.
taken care of.
Pesci though,
Yeah.
Pesci's a wild card. He didn't even say when something was going to happen. Like when he came up behind Billy Bats and Goodfellas and just starts hitting him with the baseball bat
Oh,
and just
shit. Yeah, that
smash the
was crazy.
shit out of him. Like that was like, yeah. Sometimes he doesn't even give warning. A lot of the times.
Yeah.
In the
I felt
movies.
bad in
Or the pen?
Goodfellas though, man.
The
I felt
pen?
bad when they snuck up behind him and blew his brains out in Goodfellas.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Because he thought he was about to be
Yeah.
invited into the family.
Don't
And,
get me wrong,
like, they-
it had to be done, but it was awful. It was awful to watch.
It was awful.
Because De Niro, because you get the like one of the best De Niro performances ever right after that when he's crying after he hears about it when he's talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Like that was so sad to watch. But
yeah,
if you hear about the real Pesci character, like that guy was fucking crazy. Like the Pesci characters in Scorsese's movies are sugar coated from the real guys
toned
that
down.
he's playing. Yeah, that's what's so scary about it.
because you don't want him to be too unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, because that's not Scorsese's style. He
No.
wants you to love the gangsters.
He does, and I think it's clever. But the other thing, like the another scene I bring up is the pen in Casino. Remember the guy just like he was asking him about a pen, and then Pesci just comes up to him and just starts stabbing him in the fucking neck with a pen. That was brutal as hell, dude. He's like, listen to the little girl now, Henry. Listen to the little girl now. He's so tough now, tough guy, yeah. Love it.
Yeah, he was nuts in those movies, man. Love Pesci in those.
He was just like he could change from the funniest guy in the room to the scariest guy in the room, and he's just
And then he does Home Alone where he's
Yeah.
Get that kid.
I'd like to see his like Goodfellas character in Home Alone where he just straight up murders the kid. Billy Culkin.
Oh my god! I thought it was. Every time I watch that scene, I'm just ready for him to kill Marv when he hits him because the spider's on his face, and he's just like, and then
with the crowbar.
Yeah, and then Pesci just takes the crowbar, just starts beating the shit out of Marv. He's like, "How you like it, huh? Yeah, jerk! Get that kid!" I love that. Love that.
Oh, that could have only been played by Pesci for sure.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
100%.
amazing role.
100%. All right, we got off topic. What's next? That's what the show's
Joe
about.
Pesci and Knives Out too as well. Let's do that. Dream casting.
Ooh. Stop. Just seriously.
Come on
though.
now,
Joe
come on.
Pesci and Knives Out too.
He could be the old man character like in the first one. He
No,
could be
we
the
would
old-
just know he was the killer. Like we would just know, like for sure that
But
he
that
was.
could be the
But
red
that would
herring.
be-
That could be the red
that's
herring.
what I'm saying.
Could be.
That's the red herring. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what's next?
All right. Next up, we have the official trailer for Flashback, starring Dylan O'Brien, has dropped. I don't know much about this. The trailer looked cool. It seemed very, nice. Yeah, a nice action film. That was all I really know about it.
That's like the worst thing you want to hear. Like your film looks nice.
Yeah, you're really
Like,
selling
that's
us
like-
on that, aren't you, Sammy?
Like when you draw something for your mom, you bring it home to your mom. Like,
She's like,
Mom, I drew this in art class. Like, it looks so nice. Thank you for this. What is it supposed to be again? I can't tell.
Trailer was good.
What was
It was
that
good.
again?
It was nice. I liked it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't. This trailer did not sell me on this movie.
Yeah. I'm
Good. We're on the same page, I think.
Yeah.
No,
this
I've got
didn't look.
I don't disagree with you guys. I think that this movie looks like it could definitely kick the toilet, but I think that one of the big things that sticks out to me about this is the fact that I've been talking about Dylan O'Brien for a long time, and he's just insanely talented, and I think that one of the things that
He's the best thing that sold me on this.
Right,
trailer was
exactly.
him, and nothing else was really doing it for me. But
I agree with you. I mean, I like that it's kind of a murder mystery aspect, but on the same hand, it looks like it could be something that's so different that it just might work. So I think that one of the things that sticks out to me about the fact that Dylan O'Brien is doing it at all is that even though he's a very talented actor, don't get me wrong, he's kind of stuck to, in my opinion, very safe choices when it's come to his movies. Like he's definitely done things that he knows are gonna make it's he knows
did
is
you
gonna
see
make money.
Love and Monsters?
Disagree.
Until
not see
that
Love
was
and
going to be my
Monsters.
next point. Until Love and Monsters.
I don't think that was safe, and that was.
But
that was
What is that
pretty
movie
cool.
about?
Wait a
Pause
minute.
real quick. What the hell is that movie even about? We can come back to that.
Go ahead, Cisco.
Okay.
It's
love
a
that movie.
post-apocalyptic movie where monsters have taken over the world.
Okay.
So you got a lot of cool CGI monsters. It's nominated for best visual effects, by the way.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
best,
Because I
Oscar.
saw that and then I watched the trailer and I was still
Yeah.
like, what?
So good.
And so it's basically a I have to get back home to my girlfriend story in this monster movie. And so it's just him traveling and he has to, defeat all these crazy giant monster creature. And the effects are really good.
It's amazing.
He's really good in it.
It's amazing.
And it was very it was a pleasant surprise. I came into it with like no expectations.
Hidden gem.
It was
Hidden
pretty
gem.
good.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I was like,
I actually
blown
have
away.
it on one on Blu-ray now.
I'm
it so
I'm
much.
gonna grab it for sure
Yeah.
because it was definitely one of my favorites of the year. That was gonna be my point. Until Love and Monsters, I don't think that was a safe choice. And I think that what that told me is like when he kind of goes out of the realm of safe choices, the scripts he's reading are probably pretty good. So I'm almost thinking that he's gonna be very selective when he's kind of going out of that realm of safe. And I hope that something about this appealed to him to where it's good. That's why I kind of trust this movie. I think did the trailer appeal to me? Not necessarily, but I think because of the way that Dylan O'Brien likes to select his roles, that's kind of where I get the trust in this. And I'm definitely going to check this one out for that reason. I think that it could be really, really good and another one of these surprise hits. We'll see. Love and Monsters was great, though. I really hope that probably won't because I know it didn't make a lot of money,
I don't think so
unfortunately.
either,
but I hope it does get more movies made. I hope more people do check that one out because it just was definitely overlooked last year and it deserved a lot more love. That film was fucking awesome. It's one of the most original with movies that I've seen that also has like that franchise potential. So I'm kind of hoping for something, maybe not franchise potential with this, but something that's just super unique that appealed to Dylan O'Brien. I just trust his choices when he goes outside of that safe realm. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, something had to have appealed to him when he's leaving that kind of realm of being, making the safe choices. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I think he's in this like Andrew Garfield position to me.
Yeah.
Where, talked about.
Yeah, he froze up there.
And it's like, oh, can you hear me now?
Try now.
I think, yeah, you should be good now.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good?
We're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, folks.
No, it's all right. Yeah, there's some internet issues right there. But yeah, I was just saying, I think he's in this like Andrew Garfield position where he did the franchise, like Andrew Garfield did Spider-Man,
Right.
he did the Maze
Runner,
Runner series. And now they're trying interesting things like smaller, low budget movies with like these like premises, more original premises that sometimes they're hit or miss. Like I said, I didn't love Under the Silver Lake, but I still think Garfield is a good actor.
Yeah.
And I'll still give him a chance. And so Dylan O'Brien, I haven't really seen a ton from him other than like Love and Monsters, to be honest. But like I liked it enough, and he is a good actor. Okay, you guys got to watch this because this is another Andrew Garfield connection with him for whatever weird reason. Look up Dylan O'Brien did the
Social Network scene, incredible,
Yes.
knocked it out of the
I
park.
have seen it.
Knocked it out of the park. Yeah, it was so great.
He did the Eduardo speech from Social Network. Andrew Garfield scene.
My product
and
is
like,
a cleaner.
Yeah, and
That
I'm
scene,
I'm thinking like I don't know how you could beat Andrew Garfield in that scene,
But he did great.
He did a great job. It was just
Blew it out of the
so-
water, 100%. That was one of the highlights of the pandemic, by the way. Was watching that was so cool.
That was
He
like
had the tears
Michael
in his
Caine.
eyes, and I was like,
Literally,
damn, this kid is.
that was
going
like
for
Michael
it.
Caine. That was Muppet Caine and
It
Muppets
was
Christmas
great.
Carol.
It was
That
great.
was like he was doing true acting. He was for the bit. But he
You
was
asshole!
Oh my God, I loved
I
that.
loved it.
shirt at the cleaners.
Cleaners. Oh, my hoodie and my fuck you flip-flops.
I love that line. No, he killed it. He destroyed that. He crushed that line and that
Is this
monologue.
because
It
of the
was so
chicken?
great.
Oh yeah. Everyone's looking at him
What
like
happened
he's
with the
crazy.
chicken?
The chicken. Justin Timberlake, the chicken.
One of the
Also
best
in my top
pieces of
50 in my top 50 movies of all time. The Social Network is in there.
It's a great movie, great fucking
well.
movie.
One of the greatest Oscar travesties of all time that didn't win Best Picture that
was a
year.
Rough year.
Also, that Andrew Garfield, did he even get nominated for that? He should have been. He was so good.
I don't think
he
so.
should have. He should.
Do you know what won that year though?
I don't remember.
King's Speech?
Yep.
Was it King's Speech night? Right. Was that King's Speech
year?
Okay.
Yeah.
2010, right? Yeah.
And how many people are still talking about King's Speech?
I know some people that really love that movie, though. I don't know. I know some people that really love that movie and still rewatch
but like
it a
the
lot.
cultural impact of The Social Network.
Oh, true.
And think of it.
So much more.
Think of the implications. If Tom Hooper didn't win for King's Speech, would he have the clout to do Cats?
That's what I'm saying.
In an alternate timeline, Fincher wins, and we don't have Cats.
And we don't have Cats.
And we don't have
and then the pandemic doesn't happen.
We don't have an Oscar. Fincher would be doing better things.
Happen.
Yeah.
And
everything
Fincher wouldn't do
started going bad.
Yeah,
he wouldn't do exactly. Everything bad started happening once Cats was released domestically in the United States.
I always think of the Oscar stuff like that. Like if Amy Adams had won by now, would she be doing Hillbilly Elegy?
Probably. It's a Ron Howard movie. Probably.
Ron Howard movie isn't what it used to mean, honestly.
Yeah, you get some good point. It's a good point.
Same thing with Glenn Close. If they gave her the Oscar, she's still chasing that Oscar.
She's never won an Oscar. She's like the most nominated without having won an Oscar.
She should not win. Like if she wins
for Hillbilly Elegy,
it would be an Oscar thing to give it to her to be like your career.
I hear she's great.
Yeah.
But
you can't do that twice because here's the thing: they're gonna do that with Chadwick, correctly. They're gonna do that for Chadwick.
He deserves it though,
and he deserves it.
Yeah.
So like, don't do two legacy wins in one night in the same acting categories. That's too much for me. I don't think anybody would really love that. No. They'd be like, for Hillbilly Elegy, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with Oscars.
She should have won for 101 Dalmatians when she played Cruella de Vil. That's what she should have.
We haven't talked about that trailer, but that was another thing where my coworker, I cannot wait for Cruella, and I'm like,
I'm in your boat.
Biting my tongue.
I want to see it. I'm kind of with him because I think that trailer was amazing. It blew me away. I hope it's as good as it looks. I'm gonna give it a shot. I hope it's as good as it looks. I really can't wait for it. I want to see that Emma Stone performance. It looks like it's going to be one of her better performances. I hope it is.
There's certain actors when they go British, I just like when Anne Hathaway does British, I'm so turned off. I can't.
But Emma Stone's British sounded great.
And I see that with Emma Stone.
Really?
Whatever in this trailer, I see that happening.
Yeah, where it's just noticeable. Same with American accents. Like, I mean, I loved Promising Young Woman and I loved Carey Mulligan in that movie, but like she's very much being like, I am a British person doing an American accent.
Hey, I feel like watching like their batting average is way higher though. British people doing
it is better.
Listen,
because
Tom Holland in the MCU.
I mean, he's good. He is good. Benedict Cumberbatch sometimes, and most of the time he's really good,
he's
but
done
like
a lot.
he falters. Yeah.
Cumberbatch, what was I just watched of it? The Mauritanian. He's doing a Boston accent. Oof. My guy.
My guy.
That was a tough one.
Even watching like Trial of the Chicago 7, like with Eddie Redmayne, that's the big one. Sacha Baron Cohen's I'm not minding that much, but I'm just like, it's so much like I am a British person doing American.
Sasha's great. He completely blends into that movie. Like
Sasha's doing good. It's not bothering me as much.
His accent, though, I hear Borat sometimes.
I do hear a little Borat. I do as well.
He does is like an iteration of his voice, you know what I mean? Like still, but like it's like it's different than like I feel like I was like really optimistic about like Cruella though, for example, or like I'm sorry, that's not what I was gonna say. I meant to say I was really optimistic about Mulan, and Cisco, you even said you liked that one, and I thought it was good. And
I think that's the best of the live action.
I agree. I agree. Well, I don't know. I really liked Aladdin as well, and I wasn't optimistic for that one.
Cinderella's the best of the live action.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I liked Guy Ritchie's
It's the best
Aladdin.
one. It's the only one that I'm like, that one was pretty good. I respected the Jungle Book, but that's
I don't think I've seen that one either.
Yeah, that one's like respectable.
Okay.
But Cinderella is the best one. Those are the only two that I really have nice things to say about. The other ones, like most of my thoughts are like, I hated it. Like I would
Sure.
put, like I would give it like a bad score the rest of
I
them.
liked
Those
Beauty and the
I'd give
Beast
a positive
too,
score,
but I
though.
know I'm on an island somewhere with the.
Yeah.
But I liked Beauty and the Beast.
I still need to watch
too.
Beauty
Sorry.
and the Beast for that series that's
My
coming down the
face-
pike.
My face froze on my end for a second. I'm like, yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's my opinion on those are my thoughts on Beauty and the Beast.
I'm not a huge but Beauty and the Beast
They're
is not
good parts,
like I feel like people that love Mulan and Beauty and the Beast, like the OGs, like had a really hard time with the new one, and I just don't have that, like,
That's part of it.
you know what I mean? Like I just don't have that affiliation for them like that,
Right.
so affinity for that. So I just was like, those were my favorite ones out of all the new ones.
No, I recommend the Guy Ritchie Aladdin. I mean, for myself anyway. I know a lot of people that ended up really loving it. The movie made
it was all right,
a crazy amount of money. I mean, it did. I mean, and I thought that movie was going to completely kick the toilet. It turned out to be really good. So
it's not the worst one. I'll give it that. Like,
yeah, it's like in the middle.
One.
It's like in the middle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised by it. Not gonna lie to you. I like that Will
lowest.
Smith took on his own take for the genie and didn't try to copy the Robin Williams one.
I will say,
I found that to be really respectable.
Yeah. I've seen the original Aladdin like so many times.
So
that,
many
that's
times.
one of the movies that
that's one for me. It's
lives in my
just
brain.
I can't. Yeah,
I get that. I do.
So
I do get that.
So I remember the
Lion
watching
King too.
It and same with Little.
I felt that way during Lion King. See,
remember,
Lion King, I'm not a huge fan of. I didn't think that turned out all that great. Yeah.
No.
So I remember watching Aladdin and just being able to pick out every single time they repeated a joke from the original and just hating it. But every time they did an original joke, I also immediately picked up on it, and those were the ones that I liked.
The good parts.
The original stuff was good.
Thing.
The original stuff was what made it.
Like,
yeah.
What the hell are you even doing then trying to copy someone when the original stuff is not bad?
Yeah. Exactly. Speaking of the Sacha Baron Cohen thing, and I know we're off like so many tangents. There's a really good video on, I think Variety did it. You can look up, where he's with Aaron Sorkin and they're breaking down one of his scenes from Trial of Chicago 7, and it's just so funny because it's just Sasha just trolling, like it's like where they have them like right on the scene and on the board or whatever, and Sasha's just like doodling and like making jokes the whole time, and Sorkin's like cracking up, like he's like, for this scene Eddie Redmayne was completely CGI. And Sorkin's just like cracking up, and he's like, yeah, you know, this table wasn't real, we had a good effects team. He's like drawing on it.
Love that.
It's just doodling all over. It was really good. And then just breaking down the lines that he had, like just being like, Sorkin, that was an amazing line.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, wow.
I'll look that up. That sounds awesome.
He was like, was that you? Was that you? And Sorkin's like, yeah, I wrote that line. He was like, okay, good line.
Wow. He's like, you're kind of good. Has anyone ever told you? You're like not bad, Aaron.
I like the line that he had, the line where he's like, give me a minute, friend. I've never been on trial for my life before. I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
They talk about that line.
Yeah. All right, what's next? We're pressed for time, so.
Right. Yeah. Cool. This is our last one.
Awesome.
So we have Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke, she has joined officially Marvel's Secret Invasion series on Disney Plus.
Targaryen.
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen. She's coming to Secret Invasion. Again, there's not much more than that. Yeah, not much more other than the Queen of Dragons herself is going to be going up in space with allegedly it's been confirmed with Nick Fury, and Talos will also be featured characters, and that's about all we know about that. Daenerys and Fury.
Well, the cast too, I just want to, because it's not much known, but like the cast though that got me kind of more excited in the story was Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir, who was Malcolm X and Fantastic in One Night in Miami. Yeah. And I thought he got snubbed. I thought he could have been nominated for sure.
Still need to watch that.
And it's really good. And Olivia Colman is in it as well.
Oh, nice, nice. That's a really good cast.
Now she's in Marvel, Marvel property.
She is also kind of coming for the gauntlet of franchises.
Yeah.
She's coming for all the residual.
She was great in The Father, by the way, too. She's one of the best part. Her and Anthony Hopkins are really good in The Father.
Yeah. I will say real quick, one thing I'm noticing kind of watching Trial of Chicago 7 is because like Fred Hampton is a character in it as well. But I'm really thinking like there's a real like trilogy of this year of, you could do like maybe even 4 if you want to throw, like Ma Rainey's was one you could throw in there. But like One Night in Miami, Judas and the Black Messiah, and Trial of the Chicago 7. That's a real like back-to-back feature right there. Like all 4 of those movies, I think, kind of they amplify each other. You learn more about each movie by seeing the other movies.
And United States versus Billie Holiday should have been in that convo, but
which I have not seen.
It's not. It doesn't do what it's trying to do. Like it doesn't do what those movies do as good.
Right.
Honestly, One Night in Miami has a very similar storyline, which I won't like spoil, but like featuring Sam Cooke, a really prolific singer, and like you know, him trying to be more activist. And they did a way better job in One Night in Miami than Billie Holiday. It was, to be honest, though, it's kind of Amazon's fault because they didn't push for. You could have had all 4 of the actors in there, you know, push for an Oscar nomination, and they went with Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton. They were like, this is our guy, and it was like, well, I mean, he was good. Don't get me wrong, but you have 2 other actors here that like were also phenomenal. Like,
I think also what was the actor that played Muhammad Ali?
I don't know his name, but he was.
Everybody says he's great. Everybody says he's great.
Good.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah, him, Malcolm X, and then Sam Cooke were like just 3 really strong performances. Like that, I could have been nominated easily.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I mean, okay, so I'll go on with this Emilia Clarke thing, though. For me, it's super exciting. I mean, I'm glad she still has kind of a relationship with Disney, you know, to be in this, and that's pretty cool. Kind of gives me hope for the future that maybe she'll show up in, like, that Lando series, for example, back as Kira. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people think that Solo kicked the toilet, but I personally think that it was completely a thing of, you know, like, it was just...
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, I loved her character. Like, that was one of the most intriguing things about it, and I especially want to see where the Maul story goes for her and Kira. But yeah, anyway, for Secret Invasion, I want to see Emilia Clarke do TV anyway. She's phenomenal in Game of Thrones, and when she does movies, not so much, except for Solo. I thought she was really great in that. So I think that her in something like another television series like Secret Invasion, it can really bode well for her career. I want to see her kind of make a comeback. We were talking about that trailer too that she just came out with. I can't remember the name of the movie that she's coming out with, but she also looks like she might be doing a pretty good job in that as well. So really hope that she gets her career kind of revitalized after the Game of Thrones run. And I think that she's just definitely made for franchises like Game of Thrones, Marvel, Star Wars. You know, I think that that's where she belongs. So I'm really happy to see her join the MCU. So.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough time for her with franchises, honestly, with Terminator Genesis, which is like one of the worst ones
true.
out of
That's
that
a good point.
franchise.
That's a good point. That was a franchise that didn't work, yeah.
And Solo, which is like I said, I thought it was fine, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't one of the better ones.
Yeah, but do you blame her for that? Like, I thought she was really good.
I'm saying that's why I'm saying it's tough for her because it's not her fault. That she's a good actress, but she's just been in these properties that these films that aren't the best. So hopefully, you know, but I was honestly like, speaking of the Dylan O'Brien and thing, she could do like smaller films and I feel like shine that way.
Yeah, but that
she seems like she wants to do the franchise stuff.
That just hasn't worked for her either, though. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
So has she done stuff like smaller stuff?
Yeah, it just hasn't really worked for her anytime. Like, she just did Last Christmas, that movie, and that was kind of a smaller thing. I mean, it was a Christmas film, but
I kind of like that one actually.
Really, I heard a lot of people hated it.
I didn't see it.
It's dumb. Really don't get me wrong. It's like a dumb Hallmark movie, but like it's also like she's super charming. Like I said, she gets to be charming in it with
Henry Golding. Henry Golding's awesome too. Henry Golding's awesome.
Their chemistry is like off the charts.
I'm sure it is.
I really hated Me Before You. That was like
that was another one. Yeah, another one of those smaller ones. Right?
I hated Me. I hated the last time she was in a rom-com. Not here for it.
Yeah. But she's phenomenal.
That honestly is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I mean,
Paul Feig is, if you like Paul Feig, you know, he did the Last Christmas.
That's true. But I mean, she just, I mean, what she did as Daenerys Targaryen is just like unprecedented, and I think that
it's and that's what I'm saying. It's tough to how do you follow that up? It's like right. You know, it's amazing that Bob Odenkirk after Breaking Bad could come back with nobody and like just. Like Conan, he was on Conan O'Brien's podcast, and Conan was just like, "I'm mad at you that you're able to just do whatever you want, and it's good."
Hey, go back for a second. Go back. Conan. Wait, shut up for a second. Conan has a podcast now.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And you need to get on it. It's
Oh, I
one of
bet
my
it's
favorite
great.
podcasts.
I want to see. He's
It's
hilarious.
called,
Conan O'Brien.
It's hilarious.
It's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and he has a different celebrity every week on there, and he just it's better than his talk show, honestly. Like now,
I bet.
he
That's
gets to
where he
be
needs to
as
be.
wild and free and no commercial
Right.
breaks as he wants. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I'm checking this out for sure.
So
sorry about that,
Yeah,
Sammy. I had to hear about that, but
yeah, they have really
Oh,
good
no,
guests
you're
on there too. Like Bob Odenkirk. I recommend that episode for sure. That was really good
Mhm.
okay.
because
All
they
right.
have a history together. They came up together.
Yeah, thanks for informing me of that. I wanted to get on that before we got too ahead of it. But anyway, Sammy.
No, that's all right. My brother put me onto that, so
That's awesome.
I'm new to it kind of too.
Yeah, when you
so
get
it's good,
Conan
though.
on like those like panels where he's like, you know, doing like where he has guests. Have you ever seen him in like panels? He did one for Breaking Bad, did one for Game of Thrones. Like that's when he's the best. Is when
Yeah,
he's like
he's done like Comic
open.
Con panels, has he
Right?
not?
Yeah,
I know he's
so.
like
I
a
think
super
so.
nerd though.
Yeah.
He's like a nerd like
Yeah.
that.
Because he is,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, he's so
he loves the stuff.
He's
Yeah.
the best he's ever been when he's just like not, you know, in the confines of his television show. So I really want
Well, I
to hear
actually
this
have
podcast.
seen some of those. I know what you're talking about. He did like a special
Mhm.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Anyway, Sammy, what was your point? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just including in those roles my favorite Bob Odenkirk role, which I will always say I genuinely love him as the dad in Little Women. It was so good.
Conan.
Greta
Conan.
Gerwig said,
Conan brought
Greta,
that up.
because it's so good. He's so
Yeah.
good. Greta Gerwig said it herself that like when you get to that part in the movie, you're just like, it's Bob Odenkirk, Dad's
Yeah.
home. Like
Conan.
so good.
Conan's reaction was so funny because he's like,
Uh-huh.
I know you as this like, you know,
Right.
comedy person
Yeah.
who like has done all these like voices and stuff. So when you showed up in Little Women, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're like, what is this about to become?
He just
Yeah.
couldn't block it out of his head that it was Bob Odenkirk, like my Little
Yeah.
Women. Oh.
Right?
But that was perfect casting, honestly. Though, I agree. With you.
Perfect.
That was awesome.
It's just like Dad's home. It's Bob Odenkirk.
You needed someone to just put a smile on your face in that moment, and
Yes.
that's Bob Odenkirk. So
Exactly.
yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect casting.
my Little Women,
My
and he
Little
he
Women.
says the line of the movie,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
you're
always
like, he said the thing.
yeah, that's always something I loved hearing if they do it right. But
Yeah.
so that was an instance where they did it right.
And I just love too that like all of the girls just get so excited. They all just drop literally everything they're doing. Like it's
Yeah.
just hits you right in the heart.
But
Yeah.
Emilia Clarke, I think it's just been bad luck.
Yeah.
She'll find one of
Yeah.
these movies will hit, and you know people will praise her for her performance in the film. She just hasn't gotten there yet, but she's she'll find it. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, and you know what I mean. She'll be fine.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap. Before we wrap up, actually, I want to bring this up. Sammy, you're now on my shit list, and I think you know why.
On the shit list.
You know why. You know why.
You're in
Why?
timeout.
All right. Oh, Cisco.
What did I do?
I'll be the verdict here if this
I
is
am
justified.
innocent until proven
Hold
guilty.
on here, Cisco. How many times did you hear me say "kick the toilet" tonight?
It was a bunch, honestly. I didn't want to say anything, but it was like maybe like 5 times. Is that an inside joke?
It was supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Oh boy, Sammy, I'll tell you, you really kicked the toilet on this one.
Wow.
I really kicked the toilet with that one.
Wow.
What happened?
I am so sorry.
Tell Cisco what we were supposed to do here. So, yeah.
We were supposed to fuck with you, and we were gonna keep saying kick the toilet.
Yeah.
But you
And just
didn't commit to the
See
bit.
what happens.
She
And
did
I
not
didn't
commit
commit
to
to
the
the bit.
I tell you, this could have been our first great running gag. I'm telling you.
Could have been. I'm so sorry. You should have.
Well, it is
Been
now.
great.
Now it's gonna be a running theme for
It
every
reminded
week
me.
now. I'm gonna start saying it.
Thank you.
God damn
I
it.
actually think it's a really catchy expression, if I may say so
No, I
myself.
because I
Toilet.
like the expression.
Yeah.
Kick the toilet. A real kick. In
I
the
did
toilet.
notice it though. After like the 3rd time, I was like, okay, like he's really it could kick the toilet. You know what I mean? The movie could kick the toilet. I was like, I mean,
I don't think I noticed. I don't. Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, I definitely noticed.
I apologize.
Even
That
like
one's
when
on
I,
me.
even when we
That
were
one's
doing
really on
positive
me.
stuff, that's when I noticed, because it was like a positive, like the movie looks great, and he was like, I mean, it could kick the toilet, but and I was like, what?
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. This one's on me. I messed up.
You kicked the toilet on it.
I
dude.
really kicked the toilet.
You really
on
kicked
this
the
one,
toilet
guys.
this time.
And that's my fault. That's no one else's fault but mine. I take full responsibility for my actions.
Oh, you know
and
what
I will
trailer
do
we didn't
better,
do? We didn't
as
do one
is the
trailer
promise.
What?
but we
Oh,
can
no,
do
which trailer?
quick thoughts. Quick thoughts. If
What
you
trailer
want.
didn't we do?
Because I know we're running out of time. The Fast and Furious 9 trailer dropped since last week.
Oh boy, we really kicked the toilet.
Yeah, really kicked a real kick.
My only thought is how the fuck are they gonna explain Han being back? Because I really want to know.
The same
Does he
way
have
they
a
explain
Does
everything
Does he have a
else.
twin brother?
It
Does he have a
doesn't
twin
matter.
brother we don't know about?
It doesn't matter. It's the same way they explain everything else. I mean, why can Dom Toretto fly now? I mean, seriously, who cares?
They're going to space now. At the end of it, they're going to space,
Yeah.
which is something I've been asking for a long time. Like, if you're gonna go crazy,
It's
go
exciting. It
fucking
looks
crazy.
great. It looks
Crazy.
great. It looks great. Honestly, I did see the trailer. It looks great.
You know what's gonna?
Looks
It's
like
gonna
a
be
fast
Hans.
movie.
They're gonna be like, you know, with the power of family, you never die. It's gonna be some dumb fucking line like that.
Yeah.
The power of
Nothing
family
can kill
be
the power of
killed like
family.
that. Yeah.
I'm supposed to buy that, but the funniest thing to me is that I'm supposed to buy that John Cena is Vin Diesel's brother in this
Brother,
Right.
and somehow it's never came up in
movie.
9 movies.
9 movies, never brought it up.
Just never came
Even
up.
though he talks about family so much,
Yeah, right.
we've never known about this brother.
How much do you want to bet that John Cena's at the cookout at the end of it and having a Corona with the rest of the guys?
Like I was just telling somebody, like, because they're like, do I need to watch them? I'm like, no. The heroes become the villains.
Right.
People leave and come
Right.
back. There's no
Right.
through line in any of the movies. Like the third one is a prequel, and it's like the
Right.
timeline is fucking all over. No, you don't need to. John Cena's definitely gonna be in the cookout at the end.
Yeah, he's
for
gonna
sure.
be having the Corona. Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
the end of every fast movie
Yeah.
now. They just
Yeah.
all
The
crack open the
Corona.
Corona and everything's good all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
You think there'll be a "you can't see me" joke somewhere in there
Oh, I didn't see him.
with John Cena?
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. No, I mean, I was the
Like-
one thing I'll say is like, I mean, it's just like it's so ridiculous. I mean, Statham blew one of their friends up. Oh, apparently not now, but I'm just saying,
he's
like,
on their team now.
and now he's having a Corona with him at the
You
end.
got Hobbs and Shaw.
Just doesn't matter. Just
I will
doesn't
say
matter.
I did enjoy
Just
Hobbs and
doesn't
Shaw
matter.
though, because
I still
even
need to
though he
watch
is
it.
like, even though he is like a good guy, like The Rock
Right.
and Statham were just like dirty looking at each
Oh,
other
yeah.
the whole time.
It
Like,
looks
you know
amazing.
what I mean? It was
I
just
can't wait to watch it.
hilarious. Like
Yeah,
they had this whole thing where it's just like, I don't like you,
yeah.
but we're forced to work together for this movie. Like it's funny.
I own the movie.
And
I
but-
just never popped it in yet. I'd plan to here very soon before
Oh,
this Fast 9
do
movie
it. Do it
comes
before
out.
F9.
Oh, I
I
will.
recommend do
I will.
that because
I will.
they nail the goofy. I mean, the part
Oh,
where
it
it's
looks
like
great.
he goes
Looks
to
great.
Samoa or whatever, like The Rock, he goes to Hawaii or whatever, and they have like a Samoan standoff. That shit's cool. And then Vanessa Kirby is great in it. Speaking
sure.
of Pieces of Woman,
I'm sure. Yeah, it looks
She's really
great.
good.
I'm sure it's a great movie. I just need to see it. I mean, great in Fast and Furious terms, obviously. But
yeah.
it's-
One last ride. Like you said, this the last 5 movies, Vin Diesel. It's
Yeah.
not the last ride.
When is enough enough?
1/4 mile at a time.
I do like
Oh.
Hano as much as it doesn't make sense. Han is
Oh,
a
I love Han. I love the
Han is a
character.
GOAT character in that franchise.
For
so
sure, he's great. I'm glad to see him back. It's not going to
Yeah.
make any sense like anything else
It's
in
not
this
gonna make
franchise.
any sense.
Never
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up here tonight.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for joining. Want to thank Samee and Cisco here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm so excited for these new announcements. Let us know what you guys think of the new format for the show too. I'm really digging this. We're able to kind of switch between us, and I think it'll just make a better viewing experience for the audience moving forward. So let us know what you guys think, and also just keep tuning in and follow us on everything that we're doing. And before we go, Samee, where can people find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram. I'm at Samee Ramirez 14, and then on Twitter and Stereo at Samee Ramirez. And then keep in touch for there'll be more updates about Monday night movie night in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be the other place you can find her from now on in a few weeks. Starting in a few weeks is movie night. So very excited about that. And thank you for joining tonight, Samee. And Cisco, where can people find you?
It's gonna be Misfit_minded on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, did in stereo, where I do a show every Saturday. And this Saturday we're going to be reviewing Mortal Kombat and doing our final Oscar ballots, or Rampage_Misfit on Twitter and Discord. I just joined up on Discord, so add me on there.
Nice.
So I'm still new to it, but it's been pretty fun so far.
We need to get an Anorex Discord. I'll get on that too.
Cool.
While we're rebranding everything, we might as well get one now, right?
Why not?
So yeah. For sure. But yeah, thank you for joining tonight, Cisco. And yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dom_Martino. Boy, really kicked the toilet on that one.
Kick the toilet.
Martino_, and then on Instagram, Dom_Martino_official. Thank you guys as always. This has been a really fun show. Please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications if you want to see more content. I can't talk anymore.
Maybe we need a TikTok too for Anorex. We should get an Anorex TikTok.
We do have one. We just never posted it.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah.
Samee was supposed to run that, but she really kicked the toilet there. So, I mean,
I really kicked the toilet on that one.
The toilet.
Open to suggestions. What would you like to see on an Anorex TikTok? Let us know. Open to suggestions, because it's a lot. So yeah, let me know.
All right, guys, that'll do it. Appreciate it, and thank you for joining once again. This has been another episode of Dom's Corner, one of the very last, unfortunately, but you know, things will happen. Great things are coming. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.